The Guess Who. The Guess Who. The Guess Who with Jacob Gibbs. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now let's start the show.
Alright, so I'm back after sickness, ice storms. What else? Shit. Everything's been happening.
Mostly sickness and ice storms.
It really has, yeah. We played like hell. I'm hoarse as shit. I ain't got much of a voice. Just, we played every damn day, man. The first night, me and my wife, well, the kids wanted to go out there, of course, you know, in Alabama. Hell, if you get any kind of dust and, you know, it's like, get the sleds out.
Well, I see you going down the driveway. I didn't realize how long your driveway was.
We had another couple here, and it was actually her idea to come down the driveway. So it was buddy of ours.
What were y'all on?
I think I bought that sled for like $6.
Oh, was it sled?
Yeah, it was just a plastic
it wasn't
sled.
like redneck cardboard or nothing?
No, we about 3 years ago, I think there was supposed to be some kind of big blizzard coming, and everybody's like, "You dumbass, you know, it ain't gonna do nothing." Sure hell it didn't. Then we got a dusting. I think that might have been last year or the year before. We got that little bitty dusting, and they wasn't enough to really do anything. And then I ain't gonna lie, I think the ice is funner than snow.
I thought it was pretty fun myself.
I did too. I didn't have to worry about it getting all over the top of my shoes.
No. You basically walk up the front door, stomp a few times, and it's done.
That's right, yeah. Besides busting your ass.
Yeah. Besides wrecking your truck.
My wife, the first thing... so we had some extra kids. Cousins came. 13-year-old, 10-year-old, and mine's 8 and 5. So we had them, you know, for a few days too. You know, we couldn't wait. Hell, we had to dig out gloves, scarves, damn toboggans, you know. My wife goes out, she's just going to see what it's like, you know. She comes all the steps, dude, I ain't kidding you. I think she touched one step. And she was running in the air the rest of it. But she didn't fall. She didn't fall, thank God. But that's the one thing about it, dude. You could walk and be like, yeah, man, it's all right. And then next thing you know, man, you do a slick spot, bust your ass, and end up halfway in the yard.
Right.
Yeah. But the ice was fun. And I think I like ice.
How bad was it out here in front of your house?
The funny thing is the yard itself really wasn't, it didn't look slick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like the driveway, it looked slick. But we could come out the front where the steps are and go all the way down. We had to stop ourselves before we hit the ditch. I don't even know how far that'd be. It's a good football field probably, ain't it?
They're pretty close to it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was pretty fun. And I actually put a video on Facebook, and we're sliding down, and I'm like, hey, now we got to start stopping at some point. You know, it's like, she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, we're headed towards the mailbox.
Well, y'all made it all the way to the mailbox, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then I pushed poor Josh, man. He was standing at the bottom down there at the road because we live on normally a pretty busy highway, you know. But, of course, everybody's going 5 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour, or whatever. And I pushed his wife and their son, 5-year-old son. And when I did, I was acting like I was in Cool Runnings. You know what I'm talking about?
Jamaican bobsled.
And I even did the mount. You know, at the end where I hold my hand out. Dude, we thought they was going to end up in the grass, and they didn't. So when they cut back into the driveway, he basically had to like pounce on them to stop them.
Goodness.
Yeah. It was pretty... We lost power for 5 hours.
We didn't lose power at all.
Did you not?
Thank goodness, no. I was afraid we were because, man, it was cold. It was like stupid cold.
It was bad, dude. I woke up about 7:30. I guess that was Tuesday morning. I was like, damn, it's cold in this house, you know. So I'm like, what's the air on? What's the heat on? She's like, we lost power. I'm like, yeah, I know. What's the heat on? She's like, no, we still ain't got no power. I'm like, oh, okay.
My wife keeps it on 68 and unless hell's freezing over. So I was the same way. I'm like, it is freezing in here. I was like, what do you got the heat on? She's like, it's on 68. I'm like, turn it up.
Right, yeah.
Like, man, she's like, that power bill. I'm like, you don't pay it anyway.
No, it's the air, man. It's like that, what do they call it? Like that Arctic air or something was coming through, you know. But yeah, I got my ass chewed out Tuesday night. It was 16 degrees. And I got this watering trough. I'm fixing to clear this up. I gotta tell this.
Where did you get the water from? Was it already in the trough? That's what I've been curious about. Was it dirty water?
No, I poured it in.
Okay.
I poured it in last Thursday.
I was looking for like frozen dead frogs.
No, my dog's probably been drinking out of it though, I'm sure. But okay, everybody's been asking. They're like, "What the hell are you doing?" You know what I mean? Like, of course, people don't. A lot of people's like, "What good is that?" Or whatever. But nobody's really researched it. Okay, so in 2015, I was diagnosed with kidney disease, so I can't take anti-inflammatories. So if I have a backache, leg ache, sprain my ankle, damn anything. I had this neck operation they done where they shaved 2 spurs, and I can't take anything. So I kept reading it, and I have high blood pressure. And high blood pressure for somebody that's got kidney disease is terrible. You're throwing fuel on the fire to shut those things down, basically. So after going through that, like the doctor will tell you, what's the first thing they say? Hell, you're like, man, my neck's hurt. And they don't just say, hey, let's go in here and let me operate on you. They're like, let me give you some ibuprofen, maybe some pain meds, anti-inflammatory, put some ice on it, some heat on it. Should be fine, I can't take the ibuprofens and I can't take that kind of stuff, right? Tylenol does nothing for me. It's a liver killer. It doesn't really affect kidneys, but I just cut out all over-counter medicine, right? So getting in an ice bath for like 2 minutes, it releases like a bunch of stuff for like your mood and all that kind of stuff, and it just really relaxes you when you get out. I mean, it's the most energy I've ever had, ever. I mean, I don't think you could drink 10 Red Bulls and have that much energy. It really is. I was dancing at work, yelling, screaming, singing.
What's the longest you were in there?
The other night when it was 16, I was in there for about just a little over a minute and a couple seconds. When I got into the bathtub the first time, I was in there for like a minute and a half, just running cold water.
Yeah.
Which that water's probably I think the ideal temperature of the water is probably like 50. That's about what it is now, coming out of your faucet.
Right.
But my thing is, I got my ass chewed out about it by my grandmother and them, because I guess it was so cold outside, like breathing that cold air, plus you're in...
They're worried about you getting hypothermia.
Shock. Yeah,
So, getting a cold.
Yeah. So I mean, it was like... But at the same time, there's a lot of benefits to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm able to... You're almost like pre-doing it. Like, I'm ready if tomorrow, if my leg's a little sore or something, I've already like soaked my whole body in ice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people's been asking me about that. They're like, "You're nuts, man." It's like, no, I'm actually trying. Do you think I really like to go out there and bust some damn ice and get in it? That's no fun. But an hour after you've been out, it's awesome. I mean, it really is.
See, I would be nuts of getting in there because, there ain't much there, so once I get in, it would just be nuts.
Everybody's asking me about that too. They're like, dude, does it shrink your balls? No, not at all. No, you just have to swallow twice to get them back down. But it's really weird because the only thing it bothers is my hands. When I get out, my hands are they kind of hurt.
Yeah, hurt like fingertips and stuff.
Yeah, you know how it is. Like if you've been working outside,
Your hands start hurting because they're cold.
Yeah, and you would think that would probably be the most prepared part of your body.
Probably because you're on blood thinners.
Yeah, see, I take blood pressure medicine.
Right,
yeah.
So that's probably why. Because I mean, you don't really got a whole lot of blood flow through your fingers
to your hands. Yeah,
yeah.
Man, and your feet will feel cold. Same thing, probably. Just getting in there.
But the pain you're experiencing, as far as like before you get in there, probably feels a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, an hour. My hands will hurt. Not hurt, I guess I shouldn't say. Just kind of sore. See, I used to when I amateur pro fished. I mean, there was sometimes we took off and it was 11 degrees. I didn't like gloves, and like my thumbs would bother me more than anything. That's pretty much it. My thumbs. So
it's hard to bait a hook wearing gloves.
Oh yeah, and it's hard to. You just ain't got the feel.
No,
you know what I mean,
exactly.
And stuff. And yeah, I would figure my hands would be able to take it a lot easier than everything else. But yeah, no, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna try to do 3 days a week. I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit, but I'm even thinking like during the summer, just keeping. I think it'd just be refreshing just to go out there and plop in the water.
It probably it'd probably feel good even if you put a bag or two of ice in there in the summer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, but yeah, everybody's like, "Man, crazy."
That's what I thought. I'm like, this idiot. like, is there a new horse trough challenge or something I'm missing out on?
I'm not trying to get TikTok famous from it.
Maybe
I have so many people that's called me and they're like, "Dude, tell me about this."
They were like, "Tell me you peed in that water."
I'm like, listen, but now I can't handle a cold shower. I tried it.
You can't.
Hell no. Yeah, I'm. It's better just to get in.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Because just like getting hit with like.
Well, you're submerged all at once. I mean, it's like going swimming somewhere it's cold.
Mm-hmm. You know, we grew up swimming in the river.
Swimming in rivers, creeks, stuff like that. You know,
the river's always cold.
Yeah, I mean, and there's warm spots, cold spots, but once you get in, like and wait, your body adjusts to it. It's probably like that in the ice, but then after a while, it's like, all right, that's enough.
Well, and they say 11 minutes a week is plenty. So if you could do 2 minutes, you know, or 3 minutes in a bathtub of cold water, or your target's like 11 minutes. But I've seen people in Netherlands, whatever the hell, however you say it. But shit, it's like negative 30 degrees. And this guy's got like a 10-pound weight, like a dumbbell, busting this ice, just keeps busting it, and he flops over in there. I've seen people that's got their deep freezers.
I've seen the deep freezer ones.
Yeah, it's wild,
I'm just like, oh man, I don't know about all that.
I thought it was crazy.
Maybe I'm missing out.
Well, you know, and like, honest to God, if I could take ibuprofens and stuff, shit, I wouldn't climb over in that damn cold bath.
Right.
But you know, I'm like everybody else. It's almost 40. You know, I'm starting to get sore in places.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I walk down the garbage can, you know, the road, get my garbage cans, I'm out of breath when I get back. You know, it's like, yeah. Somebody told me the other day, they're like, be careful sledding like that because, hell, you know, nowadays it's not just a scrape, it's a hip.
Right.
You know? But yeah, I had to clear that up. Yeah, so, yeah, my grandmother, man, she told me to call me the other day. She's like, you don't give me a heart attack. For what? Doing crazy shit. That was her exact words, man. So yeah, but that's the story on that. So that's cleared up now.
Well,
but,
I don't think you're insane.
I mean, I feel like if you can't drown yourself, right? They say you can't drown yourself. So your mind's not gonna really let you do something that it thinks is gonna kill you. I just don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ever heard that before? Like, you can't drown yourself. Your mind tells you come up, you know, or I don't know. Hell, if I'm sitting there 20 seconds, I'm sitting there 20 seconds. I feel like I'll get a bit.
How do you feel when you get out? Like when you're standing there?
See, I get
shivering and cut, you know.
Yeah, you'll shiver. I mean, you're cold. They say the trick is a lot of people get right out of the ice bath and they get into a sauna. Now,
so go cold hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
what's your trick? Just towel and go back in the house and.
Yeah, they say from things I've read about it, you don't just hop out of that tub and run inside and stand by the fireplace. That's what I've been told or read. You know, everybody's got their own opinions. So I'll stand like on the back porch and kind of drip dry for about 20 seconds. Not very long. I'll go ahead and pull my swim trunks off and I'm standing there naked, you know, for 20 seconds or so. Then I get the towel and I wrap it around me, you know, and I just kind of start drying off. Then I'll just kind of wrap it around me and I'll stand out there for about a minute outside. Then I'll come in, turn the gas logs on and kind of start heating up. Yeah, and I haven't had any problems. I would only say everything I've had is positive effects.
Good.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep trying it, you know. But, yeah. But you never, have you ever tried anything like that? You ever had to take a cold shower?
I have had to take a cold shower. I didn't like it.
God dang,
it wasn't scheduled, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's not something.
Nah, I don't like it.
I mean, even in the hot summertime, like, some days I can just go in there and just turn the cold water on and get in. But when I first get in, it's like, ooh,
yeah, it is.
You know, but after that, it's like, oh, man, this feels good, you know.
Yeah. See, preferably, man, like sometimes, like what you're saying, hot, I've been outside, maybe working outside, doing something or whatever, come in, take like a cool shower.
Right.
You know, but like this, if we had the water temperature we have right now, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, nah, hell no. But, you know, it's worse. It's like I tell people, I'm like, you know, whenever you get in the swimming pool and it's cold, the longer you stay in, the more you get kind of used to it. You know? But from my experience, from what I read, don't put your feet in there and see how it feels. Go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah, get in there. You know, which I had to move some of the ice, you know, away or whatever the other night and whatnot.
Yeah, I seen the big pieces of ice.
Yeah, it was really only probably a half inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. But if you filled a bathtub full of freaking ice and water, right? And my thing that's outside, what the hell is the cold's cold?
Yeah, cold's cold.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Are you gonna be able to tell if it's 30 degrees or 20 degrees water?
See, I don't think you could. I really don't. I don't know. It's pretty neat. But this Justin Twilley, this is a guy I went to school with. Hilarious. Worked Pest Control in Florida.
I did a little bit of wildlife management down there. We caught a little bit of everything: raccoons, possums, snakes.
What's the snakes like? Where are they at? Most of the time you find those.
People's front yard, in their house.
Is it those big boa constrictors?
We had one instance with a boa constrictor. One of the guys that worked at the Orlando office, he was crawling under a house we did animal removal as well. So if a possum or armadillo or something decided it was going to die under the house, well, somebody just started smelling it. Well, they would call us, and we'd go out there. We'd find where the smell was, and if it's under a crawl space, we'd suit up and go under there. And that's probably the nastiest part of the job.
Did you suit up? Like y'all wear like a hazmat?
We wore a Tyvek suit just to keep dirt off of us from crawling under there. You know,
there's some pretty scary shit underneath houses.
And respirators and stuff like that. But one of the guys in Orlando, he had got it was called an odor call, you know, because we didn't know what it was. We didn't know if it was a dead rat or...
You just had that smell coming.
Just had a smell. So he went out there and ended up being a dead possum under the house. So he's got a trash bag, and he's got gloves on. He's got a little grabber. You know, it's like basically like what you pick up trash with, but it was designed to grab snakes. So he's got everything and a little shovel trying to get this slop of a nasty, decayed animal in a bag under a house. He gets it into there, and he goes to crawl out of the crawl space, and there's a 5.5 foot boa constrictor. One of the neighbors next door had moved out, and they had a pet snake, and they decided not to take it with them, so they just let it go.
Is that not how Florida got all those?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Didn't it start from people letting them go or something?
Most of them, yeah. So that's probably how the possum died. Is, you know, the armadillo choked it out and said, "Hey, you know, I can't fit this possum in me, but you know, thanks for being dead." And so the news came out there, and our boss wouldn't let him go on the news, but you know, he had all kinds of pictures of it. But yeah, we caught all kinds of stuff. We trapped for raccoons at Roberto Alomar's house in Tampa. You know,
really?
He was a what do you call it? Hall of Fame baseball player.
I was just going to say that. It sounded like a baseball name.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
So he had a house.
Javiero, or, you know.
He had a house that's like, I want to say it was like 18,000 square foot. It was huge.
Really?
Humongous house. Big statue in the front driveway. So I keep saying armadillo. A raccoon had got up in his attic and was causing all kinds of noise, and his wife couldn't sleep. So we ended up setting some traps for this raccoon. And as I'm walking through the house, pretty much I go through outside the house, look for entry points, but I go through the house, and usually the customer's telling me where they hear it at and stuff. So when I go up in the attic,
you're trying to find where
I'm trying to find where it got in and check and see what kind of damage it's done to the attic, because we did attic restoration too. We did insulation. We had a whole nother crew that did that. So I'm walking through this guy's house, and he's multimillionaire, and his kitchen just ends with a long bar. And then there's an indoor swimming pool, like right next to his kitchen. Be like your kitchen and living room in your house.
Right.
And I just looked at him and like, oh, and I said, why did you decide to put an indoor pool right next to your kitchen? And he said that his wife can't cook, and he does all the cooking. He's like Puerto Rican or something.
Right.
So he says for breakfast she'll swim laps naked while he cooks breakfast.
It's like, all right, yeah, I'll cook.
I don't know if he was telling me the truth or not, but man, I took it and I ran with it. I was like, man, that's the funniest thing I ever heard. So
I'm getting a pool. I'm getting one of those little miniature ones from Dollar General put in my house.
So we end up catching this raccoon, and his wife's like this, animal lover from wherever, and she don't want anything to happen to it. So by Florida state law, we have to euthanize it. We have to put it to sleep in a gas chamber and dispose of the carcass. But I'd say 99% of the animals we would just catch and release.
See, that's
so
me, man.
She wanted a video of us releasing this raccoon. So me and my buddy Ryan, we drive to the next county because we service like 4 counties down there. So we drive to the next county and we just pull off on the side of the road. We're talking for a little bit. His truck's behind mine. Both of them's wrapped with a company logo on it. We're trying to make sure we ain't seen.
Can you get in big trouble for that?
We were told we could, but we never came close to getting caught. Yeah. So we made sure the coast was clear, and we get this trap off the back of my truck, and we open it up, and the raccoon won't come out. So we're like kicking the back of this cage, like, go, get on out of here. This is your other chance. So finally, this thing decides to come out, and it's like growling. So Ryan kicks it. Because he don't get bit. Right, yeah. Well, it takes off running across the road, and a car runs over it. And I'm videoing the whole thing. I'm like, I can't send this video to her. So we had to call one of our other buddies. He was trapping on, the other side of the county. And I'm like, hey, man, what do you got on the back of your truck? Asking like a menu or something. And, he tells me he's got a couple raccoons and some dead rats and stuff. And I was like, I need you to video you releasing one of the raccoons. And he's like, why? That's stupid. So I explained it to him. So later on that afternoon, he sent me a video of him releasing a raccoon, and I just forwarded it to her. And she's like, thank you so much. You're a godsend, and we're just laughing, because her raccoon got run over.
That reminds me of I saw this funeral one time, dude, and it was like this outdoor funeral. And they released those doves or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then one flies right over in the highway, and that 18-wheeler hit it. And they said that one was for love or something. We're releasing this one for peace and love or something. By that time, they let go. It's like, bam!
Well, see,
the truck takes it out.
Me and Ryan, we had to go out on the weekend one time to this house. And it was basically, some of them's odor calls. Some of them, they dispatch us out, tell us it's whatever call. Well, this was a duck call. And we had not really caught many ducks before. Ducks fly.
I was supposed to say, yeah, that'd be kind of hard. Yeah.
But this duck has somehow gotten behind these folks' chimney, like the fireplace. So we don't know what to expect. So we pull up in the driveway.
Stuck in there, in other words.
This is like on a Saturday afternoon. It's probably 2:00 in the afternoon. And we walk inside, and the old lady is just bawling her eyes out. She's crying. And we could tell that she was off a little bit, like she wasn't all there. And the older husband, explained to us there's a duck behind this fireplace. And we're like, what? Like, how did it fly in the door or something? So we walk in the living room, and we don't see anything. And I'm pecking on the wall, and you can hear like flap, flap, flap behind the wall. And I look at Ryan like, how did this duck get behind the wall?
That's like crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to hear.
So we go wild. So we go up in the attic, and there's like a void in the attic where like, if you got a chimney, you've got the flute or whatever, the pipe.
Yeah.
All right. So no matter what your chimney looks like on the outside of your house, it's just a round pipe in there.
I've got one in here.
Right. So in the attic, there was this huge void that dropped down from the attic straight down where the fireplace was. And there was just a pipe that go down through there. This was like a 4-foot opening with just a metal pipe in it. So there's plenty of room. And we looked up, and the chimney cap around that pipe that vented out, it was rusted out. So it rusted out, and the duck was probably up on the roof and fell down in there.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Come through the pipe. And then
so I lowered Ryan down in there. He ended up catching the duck. and handed it up to me. This is like probably close to 7-8 foot because they had tall ceilings in the living room.
Yeah.
And he handed it up to me. Well, I slipped, and we had to walk on the ceiling joist, because it wasn't a finished attic.
Right, it's just
And if you miss your step, you're going to put your foot through somebody's ceiling.
Oh yeah, and go through the sheetrock.
So I slipped, but I didn't put my foot through the ceiling. But I slipped just as soon as he was handing me the duct. So then the duct's loose in the attic with like a 4-foot ceiling. So we're having to crouch over while this duck's flying around.
I bet that was hot as shit
swat at it
too, wasn't it?
It's pissing and crapping all over us. It stinks. We finally catch it and take it down the pull down ladder, that we got up in the attic. We go outside and just stick it in a raccoon cage. And she's like, "Are you gonna let it go?" And I was like, "No, ma'am, we're not gonna let it go." And she's bawling her eyes out some more because.
Are you supposed to euthanize anything you catch?
Anything,
really?
except venomous snakes. We had to kill those on site.
I can understand that, but a duck, shit, I'm like.
Well, yeah, and it was a Muscovy duck too. It looked, they got like warts all over them. They're nasty looking, just gross ducks. So she's upset that we're not releasing this duck because I'm telling her if we release it, it's going to go straight back in there. And she ended up paying us like $500 to get this duck out. So eventually we leave, and me and Ryan's talking. I'm like, we're not going to go back. This is on the weekend, so we're not going to go back to the shop back in downtown Tampa to put this thing down. We're just going to find a pond somewhere. It's a duck. So we drive out to Lake Zephyr over in Zephyr Hills, Florida. I lived in Zephyr Hills for a short time. And there's this big lake, about the size of Sportsman's Lake. And we pull up. We'd done switch trucks. We put the cage on the back of his truck so it didn't look obvious, us pulling up to the lake. So we walk out to the edge of the water, and we open this cage, and the duck just waddles out to the water. And we're like, thinking like, this is cool. Well, as soon as it gets about 10 foot across the water, like 4 other ducks come over and start gangbanging it. And we realized then it was a female, but there was an old lady. She was taking pictures of the ducks when we pulled up. And she's like, "What is they doing to it?" And I was like, "They're breaking it in." And she was all upset. And I was like, "It's a rescue duck." And she's like, "Why are they attacking it?" And I was like, "They're having sex with it." She got mad and put her camera up and left. But that's probably the craziest thing that's ever happened to me was that duck.
Damn, dude. And y'all caught alligators. Y'all caught.
Yeah.
What's a gator like? What
they're stupid.
Really? Is it hard? I've never even sat on one. Is it really that easy to hold their damn mouth closed?
As long as you hold in the right spot, yeah. But if their mouth's wide open and you grab up toward its eyes, you're not going to close it up. It's basically like at the pivot point.
See, I seen a video not long ago, man, where this dumbass got out. It was like an overpass, and there was this alligator right there, on the side.
Yeah.
And this dude comes up and he's gonna try to grab it by the tail or whatever, and snatched hold of his leg. You seen that?
I ain't seen that,
dude. I'm talking got him good, and that thing started trying to roll and everything, right there on the damn. I'm like, why didn't you just leave that damn thing alone, dude? It's like just wave cars around him or something.
And down there's so many houses. It's like they're building new subdivisions, Berlin and everywhere around here. Mm-hmm. They're so close together, and they all have a retention pond. For drainage, their driveway, or house, whatever. And every one of those retention ponds got a gator in it. Whether it be a 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot gator, there's one in there.
Have y'all ever had to go to a pond like that and catch one?
No,
not really.
Not to a pond, usually to somebody's house.
Yeah. Because I imagine it'd be hell to damn try to catch one in a pond.
Yeah, the only thing we pulled out of a pond was a deer.
Really?
There was a country club, and they had a nice. It was like a small lake, but again, it's basically a retention pond. But it was nice around it, well kept up, kind of like a pond you see at Terry Pines or something like that.
Yeah.
But they had a deer that I guess tried swimming across and it died. So you got this full-grown floating deer with 2 spikes floating across the lake, and it's blowed up, it's swelled up and everything. So we had to get on a little canoe that the HOA had, and there was 2 of us on there, and it stunk from the bank. It was bad.
In Florida too, shit would swell in what?
So it's got 2 legs sticking straight up out of the water, and its belly's just swelled up. And I'm not trying to be nasty or nothing like that, but we ended up tying a rope to its leg, and I'm paddling back, and my buddy's yelling at me, "Stop, stop, stop!" And I thought we were sinking. I looked back, and we just had a leg. And I was like, "Oh no, no, no,
no. Dude, I couldn't take that. I can't take that animal.
I had
not like that.
I had a weak stomach before I started working there, and now I guess I'm starting to get it back some now. But man, it was rough. Some of the stuff was rough, but for the most part, it was a fun day.
Especially like thinking like Florida. You know, hell, it wouldn't take just a couple hours. Something would start swelling, wouldn't it?
Oh, exactly.
You know what I mean? Hell, that pond would be, 80 degrees?
But, I mean, you get calls all the time with, I hear something in my attic. And, go up there and see what it is. So, you got this headlamp on and a polo shirt, to protect you. And you go up in there and you might see a raccoon just standing up looking at you.
Raccoons are mean as hell.
And if you see one, you want to get out of it. You don't want to be up there because it's like a cat with kittens, but 10 times worse.
Yeah, damn raccoon tear that ass up.
You don't remove a raccoon from attic. You trap from where it's coming in at.
Dude, I can do it. I'm not a big animal person. Like, I don't go to people's houses and like if I go up to your house or whatever and you got like a chow or something, like dog or something. Yeah, oh man, it's Freckles. You won't bite you or whatever. I'm like, do you mind to get Freckles? I'm one of those kind of people. No shit. But I really am. I don't know.
It's a whole different ball game down there because they got flamingos. They got wild flamingos.
Yeah.
And you would think, oh, it's a pretty flamingo. It ain't gonna do no damage.
Shit, no.
It walks up to your brand new car and it sees its reflection and it's gonna start pecking and beating up your brand new car because it wants to fight.
Knocking the paint off.
Off of it. I don't know how many times I pulled up to a house and, flamingo would be there, and it's just.
You ever been chased by a goose? Matter of fact, geese, like a goose.
Not a geese. Well, only time I've been chased by one of those in Sports was lake.
but I think I've seen some videos.
But man. I heard they shot them all.
Them some bitches, man. Bill Dance, he had that fishing show that time, and he just kind of takes his rod and reel, and he's just kind of like, get out of here, or whatever. Shoot, dude, that thing like chased him down. And a lot of kids,
man, I just said flamingo. I meant peacock. I don't know what I'm thinking. I just said
I'm thinking about this pink flamingo.
I'm over here in my head thinking peacock. Like, no, peacock. They have white peacocks too. But yeah, definitely not flamingo. Yeah,
that's so
my
funny.
bad. I feel like an idiot now.
Talk about the deer. I went 2 weeks ago. Everybody had their camouflage on, There was one old guy spraying himself with buck piss or something, dope piss or something.
Where was you at?
I was in South Alabama, close to Alexander City.
Okay.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna lie, dude. I had on like a pair of just pants, like khaki pants.
Did you?
Because I don't like blue jeans. I hate freaking blue jeans.
Do you ever use the doe piss, whatever, to pour on?
No. I call them in, dude.
I think that's how I met my first wife.
I take 2 sticks. I'm like, clang. But no shit. When you went down there, nobody really seen anything. There was like, one guy saw like 3 deer. If y'all remember Mason Stewart on the podcast, he's seen like 3 deer. And, they were like 1,000,000 yards away shot, but he didn't hit nothing or whatever.
You think he really saw him?
Yeah, he had a picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but there was one dude that hunted down there, and he had showed me this picture. He's like, I couldn't get a shot on him down at the shooting house, right? So basically, I'm going to go there. I like to go to the shooting house, and I like to drink me some beer while I'm sitting in there. No shit, stare at freaking nature. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I like my little heater. I mean, it's just. But I was in a small shooting house. This is no lie. Like day number 2. This guy showed me this, and he was leaving that day, so he wasn't gonna hunt anymore. So I was like, well, I'll go down number 1 or whatever. I'll hunt down there because he'd seen deer. It's like 12 of us. There's only 2 people that saw deer. So of course I want to go. I've never shot one.
Right.
So I want to go to one of the stands or one of the shooting houses where somebody saw deer. I want to kill one, And Never shot one. So anyway, I get down there. It's like, I don't know, dude. The first day I was down there, I didn't see shit. I sat in that shooting house the whole time. But I did manage to fall asleep. And I forgot that little heater on. Dude, when I woke up, there was just a Mr. Buddy heater. But that thing was like 2 feet from me. When I woke up, I could not touch my pants. That's how hot this was. No shit. I could feel, I had sweat on my lip. It's like when I die in there, for real. Like,
At least you have ventilation.
oh yeah, it was like a porta john with windows. You know what I mean? But it was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, damn. So, anyhow, next day rolls around. I'm like, I'm going to go down there a little earlier, you know, whatever. I swear, dude, right before dark, I hear just a, like something rumble with the leaves. You know what I'm talking about? And I look over, and there's the deer. I'm like, shit, he's right. Because the guy that showed me the picture, he's like, I couldn't get a shot on him. He had 3 deers. But you couldn't get a shot. There's like this big stump or whatever. They have plexiglass windows. You raise the window up, it's got a piece of wire on it, you just wrap it around the screw. Well, I already had that front one open because I could just almost, I could smell deer. You know, I'm like, I'm going to get one this time. You know what I mean? So, hell, I'm sitting there, you know, whatever, and I hear that. I'm looking. Deer's a weird creature, for real. And I think, like, being around these hunting properties, like, down there, some of these clubs around them run dogs. Basically, this bastard come out there to eat. And it was almost like he just kept looking at the shooting house like, the fuck, somebody's in there. You know, and whatever. I'm going to eat this little bit of grass and we'll get out of here, you know. Because I'm no hunter. I'm no hunter at all. So, I swear to God, man, I already had a bullet. I got a bolt-action rifle, right? I already got a bullet in there ready. Well, my gun's got a safety. Then you got that middle part where you can pull it and you can just work the slide. It's kind of like a neutral almost for your gun. I don't know what they call it. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
So it's got safety, that little notch in the fire. I swear to God, man. I lean out of this shooting house and I notice it has horns. I'm just looking through my scope. So I text the guys. They hadn't got to eat deer meat all week. You know, some people, all weekend, nobody's killed nothing, you know. So I text them, out of respect, you know, I'm hunting at this guest weekend or whatever guest can come. Oh man, I got this deer in the field. I could tell it's got horns, I ain't real sure, you know. So they're like, shoot it. There's no restrictions here, shoot it. We want to eat. Dude, I swear to God, man, I got over, and I'm having to like really cock back to the left. That's where it is, because I can't open this side plexiglass thing. Because I'd just be staring at this big stump. So I hope I think up, man, I got over there and I got this thing pointed in the right direction, everything. Clicked that thing forward one time, and I swear I went. It didn't shoot. No lie. And I swear that deer was even like looking around, you know. I'm like, so I'm like, damn, I gotta click it one more time. So from safety, I gotta go twice to get fire. Shot it right through the heart, dude. No lie, no heart was in that deer. That thing was slush. It was a big deer. It was a 2-point.
Still though, it didn't run off.
2-point. Weighed 115 pounds, man.
Hey, 2 points still tastes good.
That's right. And it's something about when which they rubbed the blood on me, and I know the balls and all that, you know. Right. They all think they're so cute, you know. It's like, oh, these balls. Then they said they was going to feed me the balls, right? They was going to cook the balls. So I threw them in the garbage can and spit skull on top of the balls. Nobody want to touch those now. Yeah. Because last time I went to the hunting club, we were eating like this cube steak kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
They brought me this other piece. I thought it was another piece of cube steak. It was deer heart.
I thought he was going to say deer dick.
No, it wasn't deer dick. But this is some sneaky fuckers down there, though, dude.
Well, how was it before you found it out? Because the taste changed, I'm sure, when you found it out.
Man, once I found out, you know, I started feeling like I was kind of like burping some stuff up. You know, it's like, yeah. Started drinking more Fireball to wash that
you'd
down.
have to wash something.
You know, if you came to the house and he was like, man, I'm bringing cube steak. We're gonna eat whatever we're going to get gravy or whatever, you know. Which I like ketchup on. But my wife makes a real good cube steak and gravy, but it's not deer, you know. But if you brought it to my house and you cooked it, I mean, man, that's real good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I've seen this meat steaming and shit, like where they just took the hide off the steer and they're pretty much like they beat it with that thing, you know, get it tender or whatever. It's just kind of nasty. It's the smell of it, kind of, for me.
Well, see, Mom has always been against eating deer. Like, she's like, oh, I'm not eating Bambi. I'm not eating Bambi. Well, I made some rotel dip one night that she came over. And she'd ate it before, and she's like, oh, you made more of it, you know. And she ate like a whole freaking bowl of it, just about, you know, with chips, you know. And she's like, man, this is good. And I told her it was deer meat. And she's like, no, it's not. And I showed her, you know, where I had, you know, the rest of it thawing out. And she got so upset, but I was like, Mom, you loved it. Like, you ate more than anybody here.
See, my deal was when they gave me the heart, I eat it, you know, it's breaded, battered, or whatever. And I ate some of it. They're like, by the time I swallowed that, like, that's deer heart. I can't even shoot one. You know, not that time when they did that to me. It was like, hey, kill one. Why are you doing me like that? People though online will eat that shit raw.
I've seen where people eat hamburger meat raw.
No, I can't do it, dude.
I am.
Hamburger needs to be done.
I mean, you don't even. I mean, I eat hamburger meat. I eat hamburgers.
But I love hamburger meat, but I want it done.
Yeah, I want it done. But yeah, I don't think I'd eat anything raw. I mean, I eat my steak sometimes a little pink. But
that's normal. Like,
but I'm not just gonna go buy a steak from you know.
Publix and snack on it.
Publix, but yeah, I'm gonna eat part of this on the way home.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you want some of this fat? Like, yeah, chew on this, kid.
I don't think I can.
No.
We got done too, and they was like, "Man, what do you want to do with this meat? Draw sticks. Whoever gets the smallest stick can have it." Like, I don't want the shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I killed that so we could eat tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty funny. That's the first deer I ever shot. First time I ever shot at one. So 2 animals in 2 years.
What's the other animal?
Bobcat.
Really?
Yeah, I got it in here stuffed.
Man.
There was a bunch of kids, dude, and I had to put that thing out, man. Next thing you know, my kid would have been trying to ride it and everything.
I've caught several of those. Those are the meanest things ever.
I've never heard one scream. They say if you hear one scream, it is like terrifying. Have you ever heard one scream?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
They say, like, I mean, it's like a woman screaming in the woods.
It's just it's loud. It's high pitched.
Terrifying.
It is.
Yeah, I can imagine, dude.
Have one on the back of your truck screaming.
But Will, if you went to
and hoping it don't bust its cage at the red light.
If you go to release that thing, okay, let's just say a raccoon.
See, we would release bobcats.
Y'all would?
Yes, and foxes. Because we had a thing with Tampa International Airport. We would release them. They had a bunch of wooded area around the airport. We'd release them there, and they would kill the birds, the ducks, stuff like that. Because
keep everything kind of managed.
Well, yeah, because they would screw up an airplane.
Now, is a fox and a bobcat, size-wise, they're probably not really...
Bobcat, I would say more muscular.
Yeah.
But a mature female bobcat, I mean, is probably about the size of I would say pretty close to the height of a full-grown fox.
Really?
Yeah. But if you put them side by side, the fox is going to be skinny, and the bobcat's going to be muscular. Because the fox is not climbing trees. Fox is going to dig a hole. Fox is going to dig a hole under a stump.
See, that's what around here. I'm seeing pictures like crazy, dude. Huge bobcats.
Man, when you see them, it almost looks like a mountain lion in the pictures.
Mm-hmm. And
but then you see their ass and their tail, and it's like, well, that's bobcat.
Mm-hmm.
But if it had a long tail, it would be a different story.
See, I don't really know animal sizes. Yeah. I've got 2 goats in the barn because I brought them in because it was cold. I got them placed in there, but like.
You got your rubber boots out there too?
Yeah. You know what I always say, don't you? You know how you know when a man don't get laid much? He's got 2 goats in his barn. But, like, I'm not good they said their rule down there at that hunt club's not shooting anything less than 50 pounds, right? Like the other day, looking at that deer, hell, it wasn't that far away.
Well, what if you had like a 50-pound deer, and you didn't shoot it, you just choked it out? Like I fit this in my cooler. Like I might get a little bit of backstrap on this, but I'm
like it looks like one of those little pork tenderloins you get from Walmart. But it's like no, like the other day I was nervous, because I'm like not shooting or anything like that. I was just like, damn, I'm gonna get made fun of for this damn thing. You know what I mean? Like,
but at the same time, you're like, if I don't shoot it, then
right, then I don't know.
Then
you know what I mean?
Then you won't have a deer.
Right, yeah. See, I seen.
Plus, you can rub it their face if they didn't get one.
That's right.
But it's not as funny as you shooting.
See me with sweatpants, the tennis shoes, and this is the funniest part. Okay, I have never the bobcat. When we got it, we just put it on the back of the.
How'd y'all catch it?
No, I shot it.
Oh, you shot it?
Yeah, I actually put a stand up. And I had a few deer back here, and they're cold deer. People say you need to shoot them or whatever coming up back here in my woods, and I started getting. Of course, I got some pictures from last year that had there'd be 6 or 7 raccoons in the same picture. I mean, this big ass fat raccoons eating the hell out of my corn and stuff, which is okay, But in some of those little clips and videos and stuff, I would notice, dude, like the raccoons would be eating, and then boy, they'd all stand up, like looking around, and they'd dart. Well, I could see a shadow come through the video. The bobcat, you couldn't. It had to have been the bobcat, And I used to get like a bunch of coyote pictures and stuff, and I wasn't even getting coyote pictures. So then I had a picture of it. It's on my phone, but it was right at dark, and he was kind of just standing over next to the wood line, and that's how I knew I had a bobcat down there. But I put the stand up, and I ended up shooting him maybe a couple of weeks later. I just went down there a few times and ended up getting him. But the other day at the hunting club, I drove a four-wheeler close to where I was hunting that had no brakes. So, and I had to walk down this holler to get to the shooting house. They're like, you need to park it up top. If you park it down there by the shooting house, you're probably going to see shit. They're not used to the four-wheeler smell, blah, blah. So I hiked down there. I got my cooler, it's cold enough. I just put my beer outside, grab one, whatever. I'll go ahead and open like 4 of them or something, So I ain't about shooting house.
But that way you got to crack them open.
Right, yeah, that way, yeah. So,
that's why you go up Tennessee and get some tall boys or something.
Got this fucking 40-ounce beer. So once the deer was shot, my buddy calls me, he's like, hey man, is it too big for you to pick up and put on the back of the four-wheeler? I'm like, I hadn't walked out there yet. I was just going to, it fell, dropped. So I was like, I haven't walked out there yet. I was like, I'll walk over there in a minute, and I'm going to drag it to the shooting house at least. But if I feel like I can get it, I'll just holler back at you and tell you, hey, I got it. Okay. So I got this Mr. Buddy heater. I got my rifle. I've got a backpack. Okay. I got a 12-pack of beer.
You don't want to leave your beer.
About half of them's drank, But I've been putting my cans back in there, because
right.
I'm bring my.
But at the same time, if you had to choose between leaving the heater and the beer, you'd leave the heater.
That's right. And I walk up there and I drag the deer to the shooting house, and I said, I'll be able to pick this thing up, no problem. It's bigger than 50 pounds. I said, yeah, I figure it's bigger than 50 pounds. I'm able to pick it up because my adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? So I went up there, got the fuller, come back. I put this thing on the back. When you're hauling dead weight like that, dude, I've got one of the back legs in my hand and one of the front legs in my hand.
I bet it was squatting still, though.
In front of me. And it's like, I could feel that thing everywhere I went, lean towards that way, and I'd be trying to, shimmy it back around. But I got this rifle on me, I got this freaking heater, and I got some beer. Finally, dude, I come down the curb. I ain't got no brakes. Either this deer is supposed to get ran over, because it's supposed to go underneath the tire, Right, ditched the beer. Dude. I had to go back and get it.
You went back and got it. Hopefully the empty cans cushioned it.
It was still good. I drank 3 or 4 of them was left or whatever. Yeah,
it's worth going back for.
Yeah, it was. But I'm like, I got to go back. I drug that thing into the skinning shed. I'm like, you go ahead and do whatever you need to do, because I don't know shit about that, Well, go ahead and do what you need to do. I got to run back down here and get this 12-pack. He's like, no, I got to take your picture. Hey, man, I ain't going to lie to you. It's pretty embarrassing. When you're holding a deer, you're a grown man. You're holding this little bitty spike. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like...
Were you taller than the deer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I got the horns up here in the barn. But the night before...
You gonna put them on a keychain?
Yes. I'm gonna hang them from the rearview mirror. Yes, but... I don't know, dude. It was fun. It was funny. But I'm like, and of course, I reckon it don't matter if you shoot a doe buck, don't make a damn. They still paint your blood and all that. But I'm like, no kidding, y'all, quit. I'm not no hunter. They're like, that's what makes it even better, I'm like, I fired twice at this thing. First time was in safety, and the second time was...
Did you tell them that?
Oh, yeah, I did. They ain't no secrets from me on stuff.
That made the story better.
Golly, dude. And the funny thing is, too, is when you get ready, and you're like, got to control my breathing, Just like, take a deep breath. Nothing. It's like, oh, shit. Like, I think I even said that to myself. Like, oh, shit. But I don't think the gun kicks as hard as I was like pulling it back.
If you had the safety off the first time, you think you would have hit it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I had it in a good spot, but the deer was kind of looking away from me, and it had its head turned. So I think the first pull, it would have probably shot like back of like maybe the back shoulder at an angle towards like out the front probably. But when I did that, it actually went ahead and turned, and I was able to shoot it or whatever,
Right.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't like the blood stuff, all that. I was like, don't put no blood on my damn nose.
Yeah,
you know what
I gonna
mean?
handle so much of that.
Yeah, it's like, please don't put that on my nose.
Because I
don't want to smell that,
Yeah.
Let's enjoy supper. You know what I mean?
I see. I've never shot a deer. I've fished a lot, but and coyotes, we would trap for them, but basically we would just, and I hate to say it, we would take people's money. And
coyotes hard to catch, are they not?
It's hard to catch a coyote in a cage.
Oh,
it ain't gonna happen. It don't matter what kind of food you put in there. We put a live chicken, a live rabbit, and a small cage in there. We'd come back the next day and it'd be a raccoon. It'd be a possum. Something just wandered in there.
Now a bobcat, a lot of times too, they try to stick their hand through the cage.
Oh yeah, they do, and raccoons do as well.
And they try to just pull it out or whatever.
We trap for coyotes a lot for the city of Tampa. They had a garage that basically did welding on the dumpsters and stuff like that. So the whole huge lot was just full of old dumpsters. New dumpsters been painted, but you could still smell the trash, the food that was in it.
I bet they stayed in that, but that was like a damn coon.
Coyotes were crazy out there, but I would go out there and check the trap. Like I said, it wasn't what I was trapping for, so I just let it go on the property, just right there, because we're here to get a coyote. I'm not going to take a raccoon and just have to hinder my day.
You can't shoot, like whenever you're doing the pest removal or like that. Can you shoot them?
Well, we carried pellet guns in the truck. I had a 22. Most of us had 22s or a pistol, but we weren't allowed to shoot the animal. I mean, unless we're being attacked or something.
Right. But you're supposed to euthanize it somewhere.
Right. But the 22, I'll get to that. But I went to check the raccoon trap one day. Not raccoon, coyote trap. And across the property, here goes this coyote just trotting across. This is the middle of the day. And so I just reach in the truck, grab that pellet gun. It's CO2 powered, and I just pop one off at it. I hit it right in the ass, and it just started hee and ha ha. Running across, hollering. And I thought I might not get you, but at least I got you myself.
Right.
But we would have to do.
Them some bitches are tough, are they not? It's kind of like I've heard of people shooting a dog, and
it's basically like shooting a dog.
Yeah,
you shoot, but I knew I wasn't going to hurt it with a pellet gun. Just piss it off.
Oh yeah, maybe just run it off or whatever.
Right,
yeah.
but we had pellet guns because we had to do shoot and remove. So we go in like warehouses that had food. Like imagine like a big warehouse, like a food distribution center. So it'd be like pallets of lettuce, pallets of lobster tails and stuff like that. It'd be like a refrigerated warehouse. Well, if birds get in there, then the health department will shut them down. If you don't want birds crapping on your food that's going to a grocery store or a restaurant. So what we would take 3 or 4 of us and go in there, and they'd shut the place down for the day, be on like a weekend, and there'd be birds like up in the rafters, kind of like at Lowe's. And we would just sit back and just start shooting at birds. I mean, we were shooting holes all in the insulation.
Oh, getting pellet gun?
pellets.
That'd be fun as hell.
Oh, yeah. So it'd start flying, and we'd just start unloading on it. But, it's one shot at a time, then we'd have to reload stupid pellet gun.
Some of these pellet guns, though, dude.
We were lucky to have a nice one, but it wasn't like an automatic or anything like that.
I've seen one of them automatics. One guy brought it to the door show, man. That thing's like, I mean, that's crazy, man.
Right.
I mean,
and we'd have the scope set, right on them, but after them riding behind the seat of the truck for a few weeks or a month,
get out of them.
Oh yeah, it's basically like a guessing game.
I had something the other day that happened to me. I love tomatoes. If I had to give up fruit, vegetables, everything, banana peppers and tomatoes, I'll eat them. I'll eat a whole jar of banana peppers.
See, I'll eat banana peppers not by themselves, and I won't touch tomatoes. But I'll eat ketchup, and I'll eat marinara sauce and spaghetti sauce, and I'll eat.
It's different.
If tomatoes are cut up and put in like a chili or stew, I'll eat them. But
it's different.
But if Taco Bell puts tomatoes on my taco, they're getting raked off.
Flick them babies off.
Yeah, flick them off.
See, I understand that, and I'm gonna tell why. I hate an onion. I hate a damn onion. But when I make my own vegetable soup, all that kind of stuff, I cut up onions and I put it in with my hamburger meat. And by the time they go through the process, they're soft.
Right.
These onions are so soft. You don't even taste it. But I feel like it's good for you, And if I can consume them that way, I'm going to do it, My wife will.
Oh, anytime you can eat some vegetables, yeah.
Right, yeah. I mean, my wife, she could eat a purple onion. She's liable to eat a cheeseburger and have 3 or 4 rings on the side. Onions.
Can you grab a tomato and just take a bite out of it?
You damn right. That's the way I eat them.
Can she take a bite out of a purple onion?
I'm going to say she probably could.
Oh, man. See, I can eat purple onions, but not like that.
See, but if I grill, sometimes I'll grill, man, working down in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah, I'll throw stuff like that on the grill.
Oh,
just
yeah.
not tomatoes.
It's totally different. Well, the onion.
Oh, yeah, definitely the onion.
A guy told me one time, man, it was just a bunch of Louisiana people, they know how to damn cook. And we were talking, one guy opened up his lunchbox, dude, and it was just like onion, like knock you down in this machine. And I'm like, holy shit, I got to get out of here. I can't stand that smell. He's like, go home, get you a piece of tinfoil, or get you one of them little metal pans, cut you up an onion, put it in there, do the Land O'Lakes salted butter, throw you about half a stick of it in there, ranch seasoning, a little bit of garlic seasoning. If you like spicy, you can add whatever. You can add kicking chicken or, whatever you want to put in there. Cook it the whole time you grill. Start it as soon as you fire your grill up. Don't matter if you're cooking charcoal or what, just start it. Because it's going to take that onion a while. When you're cooking steak or whatever, pull that onion out and just dip you some onto a plate. I can eat my body weight in it that way. So I can understand somebody not liking a raw tomato but loves ketchup. Because if I grill them like that, oh, dude, we're fighting over them. It's like, you don't even like onions.
Well,
I'm like, yeah, I know.
I'll eat fried green tomatoes.
See, fried green tomatoes are delicious.
But that's a different...
It's different. It
different.
really is, yeah.
It's different.
But see, my kids will buy those little tubs like Tommy Toes. If I bought in a tub of Tommy Toes tonight, and I go downstairs and I set them on the island, they will be gone within 12 hours. My kids will just sit there and just eat them. I'm the same way. I love tomatoes. But I bought a 6 thing. I drink about 2 V8s a day because I like it. Not because I'm like, man, this is healthy. Look at me, I'm so healthy.
Right.
So I love it. I love the taste of V8. I love tomato juice, period.
Have you ever tried Budweiser Clamato?
I make my own.
Have you tried? You've had.
That's what those V8s are.
That's what I was wondering. Okay, so I'll drink that.
Yeah, those are good. You put the tahini on.
Yeah.
Put the tahini. Put you some lemon juice. Yeah, hell yeah. Eat
It's
like
like
a tomato. I'm there.
It's like a meal drink.
Yeah, you need to make your own though. Just do your beer. Doesn't matter the beer. Modelo is probably the best. And then add one of the V8s. Throw you a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of lime. Shake that tahini on there, man. Put you some ice in there. Good God Almighty. That's my favorite. Like, I'm not real big on liquor.
See, I know. When I was younger, I would drink a lot.
That's because we were poor.
I grew up real poor.
It was like if we had $6, it was like, just give me whatever size of wrist of shit you can. They come out with like a bottle like that.
That's like
cheap ass
when you're young and you can't drink, you drive up to Wayne's Packaging and play Hey Mister. You give some random person some money, you and your buddies, and
he can screw you.
You don't even know what to tell him to get other than what you've seen at home or at your uncle's house or whatever. But you tell him to get you something good. Y'all might put $30-$40 together. He comes out with 2 bottles of Mad Dog 2020, and y'all just get hammered. Thinking you just got a good deal, and then when you're old enough to go in there, you're like, man, we just got screwed on this stuff's like $2.50.
It's like the 20 years ago, I paid a guy $15 for a bottle of Wild Irish Rose.
Exactly.
It's like that shit was $3.
So, yeah, but yeah, we would pile all of our money together because we didn't know any name brands, other than Jack, stuff like that. But we knew it was expensive. Mm-hmm. But when we found out about Aristocrat, vodka, that was like our go-to because we didn't know what anything else was called.
I can't even hardly hear that word anymore.
We didn't have YouTube and TikTok back then, so all we knew was what we knew.
Oh yeah, that damn dude! I remember me and Brady Harbison was in Panama City one time spring break. We picked up these 2 hippies. No lie. One dude looked like Santa. He had these feather earrings. Like he actually had feather earrings. They're walking down the side of the road. Brady goes, "They look old enough." Well, hell, I think so. One dude looks like he's older than my grandpa. Yeah, hell yeah, they're old enough. We holler out the window. You're moving like, 2 feet every 2 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Sweetheart, these guys were like, "Hey, where y'all at?" They said, "Liquor store." We're like, "Get in." We're on the street, literally. They could have walked to the beer store
and been back quicker. Yeah,
and we would have moved like 15 feet.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget this as long as I live. There was this little bitty. You had the guy look like Santa. He sat in the back with me. You had this little bitty wiry dude that was like wide-headed, and he's hollering at these girls in front of us that's on the bed of the truck. And I'm talking about like hollering. He's like, "Hey, y'all from Alabama?" And them girls like, "Yeah." He's like, "Show me them mountains." I ain't kidding you, dude. So we was in the truck with them for like 3 hours to go like a mile. And we gave them some money. Just get us some kind of liquor. He brings us back this little bitty tiny ass bottle of Arista shit. We gave him like a $20 bill. And he's like, "Thanks for the ride, brother." Like it was like a big deal that we gave him a ride.
Man, when you're drunk, you don't know how far it is.
Oh, golly.
We went down there, I don't remember what year it was. But, I mean, I had an SRT4. It was a neon, it was turbo. It was decked out.
Oh, a Dodge Neon?
Yeah, it was black, blacked out, black rims.
A Dodge Neon.
So the slave cylinder fell off the transmission at our condo down there.
Oh shit!
So
I don't know what that means, but it sounds bad.
Basically, it's basically like a master cylinder for your brakes. So it wouldn't let me change gears by mashing the clutch. I just had to like grab a hold of the gear shifter, the manual,
snatch
and just
it in
bam, bam, from one gear to the other.
That's hell to drive.
So we just put it first gear. You couldn't mash the clutch to crank it, but if nobody was parked in front of me in the parking lot, it was already in first gear. I just turned the key. When you turn the key, it start rolling as it's cranking. So we get cranked up in first gear, and we're cruising down the strip. And every time I'd have to stop, I just jerk it up in neutral. And when it was time to go, I just bang it first. Well, we ride up next to there's like a car there's a car full of girls in this Mustang going the opposite direction, and they got this big old vinyl wrap down the side that says "Pretty Girl," and they're hollering, listening to music.
Oh, yeah.
So I hang my head out the window and I was like, "Hey, pretty girl." And they're all yelling, and I was like, "Wait, I don't see the pretty girl." They started cussing us out, and my buddy's like, take off, go." We didn't have nowhere to go. One of them got out, was trying to hit me because I was asking where the pretty girl was. And here I am in this car. I can't even get away if there wasn't nobody in front of it. But we drove that thing up and down the strip. We just like I drove it back to Coleman. But we had a blow-up dog. I don't know. I think my buddy Jason brought it. And we put it on top of there was a Jeep Cherokee. Richie Shaw, I think Richie Shaw. Yeah, he drove his Jeep Cherokee down there, and we bungee strapped this blow up doll on top of the roof rack. And people's walking up there shoving like beads around its neck, sand in its butt, like as we're going up down the strip. Well, we ended up using this blow up doll as a raft the next day, like out on the water, trying to paddle on her and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I don't. Does people still go to Panama City?
I think they tried to calm it down, dude. I don't know. I ain't been in there.
Have you been to Nashville lately?
Mm-hmm. I'm actually going back.
Nashville's like an adult Panama City.
It's next weekend, yeah.
That's pretty much what that is.
I like Nashville. I love the strip, man.
I love the strip, man. Seeing people ride on tractors and monster trucks.
But I'm going to tell you, it's kind of crowded.
But the bars there, man, it's just so cool to go in those places right there.
And I feel like it's like everybody fits in together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last time we went, when we actually went just drinking or whatever, like hitting the bars and whatnot, we met people from I met some people from Australia. One of them's coming on the show soon.
Maybe it's just the Southern hospitality.
I think it really is, man.
And I'm not trying to say anything different, but it's like everybody's like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. How are you? Howdy. Tipping their hat.
Man, next thing I knew, I was hugging this dentist's wife, and shit. It was just all friendly. It's like I ain't trying to bang her, It's like, what I'm saying?
I was like, I've seen that movie.
Everybody's at a party, I ordered. I went up to one of the bars, and there was like 6 of us, including the Australian people. There was 3 of them, 2 dudes and 1 girl, and I'm trying to count heads, this fireball. Well, when they give them to me, they didn't give me like anything like carry them on. There was this couple sitting at the bar, and they're like, "We'll watch them for you." That dude's like, "Nah, man, I'll get them. I mean, where are they going?" So we carry them off, we hand them out. I got back. I said, "I actually need 2 more." She was like, "All right, fireball?" I was like, "Yeah." Slid them out. I was like, "Those are for y'all. Thank you, brother." You know what I mean? Right. And hell, we was all them holding arms and shit. Yeah, I mean, it was just, I don't know, dude. Nashville is a fucking fun place, man.
It is.
I love it. We're going to the Opryland Hotel this coming weekend for a hardware show.
Don't that got the... Which one's got the boat in it?
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't been there since I was younger.
I was on that boat last year with a girl that looked like Taylor Swift.
Did you tell her she looked like Taylor Swift?
You know me, it's like, hey, you look like Taylor.
How many beers in were you?
There was this one sports bar we kept hitting up pretty good. Opryland Hotel's fun as hell. We had one of those rooms where it's a look at the draw too, because they just basically just book rooms like for this hardware show. So most people in there is going to be for this hardware show.
Who all's going with you?
That'd be my wife, kids, daddy-in-law.
I mean, from work.
It'll just be them.
Oh,
just my father-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like them. I like that place really good. We had one of the rooms that had the balcony, and it's luck of the draw. You don't get to just go down there and say, "Hey, I want." Well, you can, but for the hardware show, it's first come, first serve.
Right, but your balcony, you can see everything from there.
It's fun too, man. Like just sit up there and we'll get some beers, bring them back to the room or whatever, and hell, we'll people watch.
Right.
You know, I like doing that. But yeah, Nashville is, man. Nashville's a blast. Next time we go like downtown, y'all need to go.
It's not that far. I don't care. I got a buddy that lives up in Murfreesboro.
Really?
Yeah, he moved. We did wildlife together down there in Florida. He moved up there, Tennessee. I haven't been up there to see him, but he's been dying to meet me in Nashville or even come down here. So
do something, yeah. So when you what made you move back from Florida?
I met my wife down there, and we started dating. And her mom lived in Troy, and her dad lived in Lafayette, Tennessee, or Lafayette. Lafayette, Tennessee. So we had talked about moving to Alabama. She's from Troy. She moved to Florida when she was 16, and one thing led to another. She worked at R&L Carriers for 13 years.
R&L?
Yeah.
We get stuff from them now.
She was a customer service manager, and a company I work for, Critter Control, which is owned by Rollins Incorporated. They own TruTech Wildlife. So I transferred up here, started working for TruTech.
So is that what you're doing here too?
No, I did that for a little while.
I got you.
It's a different ball game up here when you're hanging off the side of houses trying to trap a raccoon in Mountain Brook, and where everybody builds a house on a mountain. Going out to Smith Lake and trying to tote a ladder up and down somebody's driveway that you can't even walk up and down it.
Dude, Smith Lake too. It's like every house there. Get your groceries, get everything you think you're gonna need.
And some of those driveways, I don't even see how they poured the concrete.
Shit, I know, dude. It's like,
do they pour it dry? I mean, and just spray it with a water hose?
I guess.
I mean,
dude, it's like an hour drive sometimes from some of those places just to a store.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like, hell, if you forgot something, be like, I'm gone. You know,
I guess we don't need it.
Yeah, I guess we'll go back and come back next weekend. You know, but it's like, I don't know on that one. Dude, you got to tell this raccoon story.
Which one?
The one in the or that.
Oh, okay. So I sent.
That's so funny.
It's not a raccoon, but I sent Jacob a picture earlier today, and on the picture, all you see is a bedroom door open, and there's something laying on the floor.
I'm going to put the picture on YouTube.
Well, one of my buddies I work with, he got called out there because it was an Indian guy, just like owns all the gas stations and hotels right everywhere. He had rats or mice or whatever running around his house, and he was upset about it. So he called us out, and Austin was, he went out there and he to set some traps. Well, he'd been going there for a few days inside the house, and he noticed something in the bedroom. Well, he sent me a picture of it, and I sent it to my boss, the owner, up in Orlando, and they freaked out because Austin thought it was a dead body because the guy had said his son had...
That was wild,
His son has offed himself, and then after his son did that, his wife did the same thing.
Killed themselves?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
And this was recently. So then Austin's out there checking the traps, and he sees this body at the end of the bed covered up. I mean, you see the feet sticking out and everything. So he called, my boss gets in touch with the police. Well, they send the Tampa SWAT team out there because they received the picture. Not at first. I mean, they went through a detective. Yeah. But the next day, they sent the SWAT team out there. And Austin.
So you could actually see a foot?
An imprint from the sheets. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like me or you laying down on the floor, and our body's just covered up with a white.
If you tell me there's a blow up doll, and it's just something.
So they shut down the whole street. He goes out there to check the traps. Well, the SWAT team's there, and they're asking him a bunch of questions and stuff. And so then the owner pulls up, but he has to park at the end of the block because they got it roped off. And he's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" Austin explains to the detective, that what he's seen in there, thought it was a dead body, didn't know if it was the son, the wife, whatever, but they were there to check it out.
That would freak me out. I wouldn't go back and check his traps no more until we figured out what was underneath.
Right.
That,
So the SWAT team goes in there, and the guy's like, "What are you talking about? That's not my wife." They pull the sheet off, and it's this almost $2,000 look-alike, like sex toy. It looks just like a woman.
Of his wife or of
no,
just a woman?
Just a woman he ordered off the internet. And they're just all in awe because they thought it was a dead body. So basically, he tells the police like his wife passed away and he still wants some, but he's married to her and he can't be with another woman. So basically, he has sex with this.
Did it look
doll.
real? Did the doll look
Oh,
real?
it looked really real.
Where do you get them from? I know a friend of my own.
So the police told him like, if you're going to have company over, you need to at least close your door or
put her in the bed.
Put her up somewhere. Don't just lay her there on the floor. I don't know if they had sex in the floor or what, but he was even showing Austin and the police the website where he ordered it and everything. But yeah, we all thought it was a dead body, even the police.
That's wild. I mean, you think though the things that they make these days?
It was almost $2,000. I mean, that's a lot of money to pay for.
It's cheaper than a divorce.
I mean, yeah. Because it just...
You had a fetish for that, you know.
It just lays there. You don't have to pay for the divorce.
You don't even... You don't have to worry about coming home and her having a headache.
Yeah.
You know? So, hey, man. It's kind of like that Ken Barbie doll laying right
Oh, there is one. Its butt sticking up in the air. There's a Ken Barbie doll laying on the floor.
I'll tell you how it got there. I was going to put a blanket over it before you got here. I saw, man, what was it on? I might have got, you know, you got all these emails. Do you want to be harder? Do you want, you know what I'm saying? I saw this email one time.
I don't get those emails.
You know what? You ain't 40 yet. When you get turned 40, man, you'll fill out something on that. I think I actually filled out something for the Publishing Clearinghouse, and they sold my damn identity to like these hymns. I get hymn shit all the time. It's like, do you have erectile dysfunction? You know, yeah, you know all this. By the way, talking about that,
he does now that he's been taking ice baths.
Talking about that, I got a buddy that gave me a pill because I'm like, no man, I ain't got. I probably shouldn't be talking about this deal. It ain't gonna matter. But I'm like, no, I ain't got a problem. I ain't got a problem with none of that. You know, I ain't got no.
He's like, take it anyway.
Yeah, he's like, well, you probably don't really know you do. You know, he's like, damn, you're almost 40. Okay. I'm like, no, I'm pretty.
You're like, I'm
set
set
up.
up.
I'm good up, you know. So he gives me one. So I'm like, shit, I got a blood pressure problem. I've heard of people having heart attacks, you know, didn't need them.
I've heard of people that can't get rid of it.
I know. That's not the worst part. That's not the worst part.
Well, I mean, dying is the worst part, but I mean, the most embarrassing part where you're just like, I can't go to work today. Why not?
Dude, let me
just
tell
can't
you.
go to work today.
There should be more than just a warning of one that lasts longer than 4 hours. Because people like me that hadn't had one that hard since I was like 12. I almost closed it in a damn drawer. I almost closed the door on it, you know. I walked through the hallway, it's kind of dark. I almost put a hole in the sheetrock. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
Like, I'm not used to having a weapon like that that's ready. You know what you know what it's like. But, dude, I ain't going to lie to you. I bit this thing. Like, I just took like a smidge of it. No lie.
Oh, so you didn't even take the whole thing?
Oh, no. If I took the whole thing, dude, there ain't no telling. I mean, like, I would have probably still had a heart on. I ain't kidding you. I don't need it. I really don't need it. Because it really is. It's like a... Hell, if I wanted to get up and, like, go to the other side of the bed, or, like, roll over, I'd have to get up and go to the other side of the bed.
Put your elbows down.
Wow. You know, it's like, but it's weird, dude. I don't know. But I took all three of them pieces. But it's wild, dude. I mean, it's like 12 years old again. Man. It really is, I swear. It's like, holy crap!
Look what this does.
I've awoken a monster. But yeah, have you ever took one?
No.
Dude, break it up. Don't. But I don't need them. I really don't need them. But like, it was a different experience, like for real.
That's scary.
Like right now is when my mom turns the podcast off. Yeah. She's like, I don't want to hear that, you know. But I didn't have any idea, like, And I think it was some kind of like an off-brand. I don't think it was like the real deal.
Just generic boner.
Yeah, I don't even think it was like... I actually think it might have been a Hims. You know, they got those mints now, okay?
What is it called? The Blue Chew? I keep saying on TikTok.
This one was blue.
They're like, oh, have you tried the Blue Chew or something? Like,
They've got mints. Like mints you can take from Hims. So what happens if a kid goes all this?
man. I mean, I guess it'd be popular. Maybe. Maybe not with the guys, but with the girls.
So, man, let's not put him in those sweatpants. Let's put him in some blue jeans or something. We may have to tape that thing up.
Right.
But it could be dangerous, I think. Like, yeah, think about, like, it looks like it comes in like an Altoids like thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like mints.
And the older you get, you forget stuff. So you're like, if I took one. Did I take one like 2 minutes ago? I think I should take another one.
Next thing you know, you're in the emergency room. Whew. How do I get this thing?
Yeah, and everybody that works there wants to come over and see what's wrong with you. Yeah. Let me take a look. Doctor will be in here in a minute.
Give your hands down there. Yeah.
Let's go do a...
It was wild, man. It was an experiment. I ain't going to do it again, but it was... They say till you wake up with a headache, but I didn't wake up with a headache. Which I really did. I took one, and I just bit the corner off of it. No,
I could see you go in the hospital and them putting you in an MRI or something.
Let me
like,
tell
hey,
you.
can you tuck that up next to your belly while you go in this?
You know how I am, too.
Don't look at
I would be like, look at this. Y'all thought those ice baths were shrinking and everything. Look at this big boy. He's come out to play. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't, like, if you took that thing, like, if somebody just played a joke on you or something and gave you, like, a piece of one, like, maybe in a biscuit or something in the morning, you'd have to go home from work. There's no doubt. Like, you'd have to go home from work. Like, I'm serious.
Good grief.
Yeah. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. It was intense, man.
But yeah, before I moved to Florida though, man, I was just, I guess, living in, like, I don't know if you call it not reality or what, but like I would do stuff and not care. Like I remember the first time I went to jail, we would hang out in town. They called it the Old Brown Store, but it was across the block from Wilburn Outdoors. It's just a vacant lot.
Oh, you're talking Coleman. When I'm thinking
Coleman. So we would sit out there, and
is that the Chevron?
No, so across the street from Chevron, like on the same side of the road as Wilburn, but Wilburn's on that street. So basically, right at the corner where Publix parking lot is now.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because there was a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
Lies.
Yeah, so right over from in between, like where Lies was, and Wilbur's, there was a vacant lot there with like a big lean-to or something there.
I think I do remember that, man, like as kids.
But we would hang out there, the weekends and just get shit-faced drunk. Coleman was dry. That was before it went wet.
Oh, yeah.
But the police knew we were drinking, but they couldn't do nothing about it because we were on private property. Whether or not our tailgates was lined up with 31 or not, we were right there on private property. So one night we got started talking about street signs. My buddy had like street signs all in his basement. Stop sign, railroad crossing, whatever, you name it, it's hanging up on the wall.
Yeah.
So we're laughing and joking. I'm like, hey, I want one. And he's like, well, go get you one, and I'm like, I will. So I took off in my Z71, and I go over by the bowling alley, and there's Tally-Ho Street. And I'm like, that's funny. I want that one. So I planned on like rocking that green sign off the pole.
Oh, no, it's bolted.
Well, and I couldn't. Yeah. In my mind, I thought, I can rock it back and forth and just snap,
Oh, that's a drunk thinking.
Yeah, drunk thinking.
Hell, I'll tear this whole
pole
out of the ground.
Well, I did. I took the whole pole with me because I was planning on putting the sign up under like the bed liner so nobody would see it if I got pulled over.
Yeah.
It's like hidden up under the plastic bed liner. Well, next thing I know, I'm pulling up at Chevron because I need gas, and there's this long pole hanging off my tailgate with a Tally-Ho Street sign on it. I done ripped it out of the ground with a tow strap. But I needed gas just to get right across the street. I should have just drove across the street.
Oh, dude.
So then I got, Adam Walker and John Anderson And I'm trying to remember some more police officers' names. They're pulling up. They're like, Twilley, what do you got on the back of your truck? Well, about that time, I took my keys and put them in the gas flap. And I'm like, well, keys ain't in the ignition. So they were telling me they were going to take me to jail.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'd never been, Plus, I'm drunk. So I'm sitting on my tailgate, and they go up to my truck. They ask me where the keys are, and I'm like, I don't know. I ain't got them. They're checking me. They're wanting me to get...
My buddy's driving, and
They're wanting to give me a DUI, and they can't because they can't find the keys. They're right there in the gas flap. So, they're telling me I'm fixing to go to jail, and I'm like, look, I don't care. I'll go, but I want to ride in a Charger. Because that was when Coleman first got the Charger.
Yeah.
I was excited. I wanted to ride the Charger.
Please make sure I'm a fugitive.
So John Anderson was the police officer that pulled in there with the Charger. And I convinced Adam Walker to let me ride in the Charger because I knew I was going to jail. I just wanted to ride with this guy. So I found out his last name said Anderson. His first name, I found out it was John. So I was like, blow, blow, Seminole wind. Apparently that's his nickname. So he's playing on the radio on the whole way there. That song, what is it? Your ass in the water and...
Yeah, I saw John Anderson at the Auburn Rodeo years ago.
He's a big guy. Are you talking about the singer?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about the police officer.
Oh, I'm talking about the song you were talking about. That was blow,
right.
Blow, Seminole. Yeah.
So we get to the Coleman County Correctional Facility, and I'm like, at that time nervousness is kicking in. Like, I just know more.
Okay, shit just got real.
Yeah. So I get up to the booking desk, and there's another one of my buddies that's working there, and we just sit there and chit chatted for like 6 hours and shot the bull. And finally, he's like, hey, the warden's going to be here for, the morning shift. I got to put you in a holding cell. And I'm like, man, it is what it is. I had a pair of orange Crocs that looked like somebody bit the back off of them. And I'm sure they wasn't hungry. They was probably getting, like, banged from the back, and they're like, bite on this Croc. But, yeah, I mean...
They gave those to you to wear?
They took my shoes away from me because they had shoe laces. They didn't want me to hang myself. Yeah. So I'm in there with a guy that had taken 26 Benadryls and been asleep for 2 days. They found
in the freaking holding cell.
Yeah, they found him in his Jeep Cherokee at the movie theater. He was just asleep. They woke him up, took him to jail, and he'd been asleep for 2 days.
It's wonder he
And then a guy's passed out at the toilet using a toilet paper roll as a pillow. So I've got to pee. So I'm straddling this guy's head, trying to pee in this stainless steel toilet,
and you're
hoping I don't dribble on his forehead, But yeah, man, like at that time in my life, my younger 20s, I was just like, if I go to jail, it's just money, It it was a misdemeanor. It wasn't like I was out doing drugs. I never done drugs like that.
Well, back in the old days, they would take you home. They can't do that anymore. You know why? Because so many dumbasses went back to their vehicle to get it to bring it home.
Well, see, that's what my dad told me. He was born in 47.
Back in the old times,
he said him and my uncle would street race, drag race, whatever, and race heck in town. And he said if you ever made it home, you'd be safe. Like if you hauled ass and you beat that cop to your house and you got in the door, you're good.
You're fine, yeah.
But he said that when he was younger, that there was only 2 police officers in town, and he said he lived out in the county, out towards Smith Lake. But he said that him and his buddies would get to drinking, and they'd ride to town, and they'd go to a payphone, and they'd call the police and say, hey, there's a bad wreck way out at Bug Tussle or Cold Springs or something. And like I said, they didn't have city cops, county cops back then. It was just basically
just a couple
just
cops.
Police,
Right, yeah.
So then the only cops they had on duty would haul ass out there to check on that bad wreck, per se, way out at Bug Tussle. So him and his buddies would be riding up down the strip just drinking crazy,
Damn it, man.
But I guess that was a good old days. I wouldn't. I'm not saying that's good to drink and drive, but I'm just saying that you can't get the cops out of town to goof off.
You take back in my dad and your dad's years, back when they'd drink or whatever, the police officer would pull up and be like, taking you home, I'll say something to you, daddy.
Exactly.
It's like, and he'll handle it.
Or pour the
beer out.
Pour the liquor out.
Yeah, most of the time though, the police put it in their trunk and that shit was bootleg.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but like
give the cops some cash and
Yeah, they pull up to people's houses and be like, "Hey man, stop. This one's got 9 in it. That one's got 23 in it." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sell that shit. But even like ambulances like used to say, for instance, I was having a heart attack and my wife pulled out on the road with me, and by God, by the time the ambulance got here, blah blah, she's just gonna drive, boom, haul ass to Coleman or whatever. If she would have got pulled over back in the day and she would have had her hazard lights on, or she would have had her hazard lights on, they would have actually escorted her. A lot of times they would get in front and escort you. They can't do that anymore. There was a time when a state trooper pulled somebody over. I know this for a fact because when my wife was pregnant, we got pulled over. And I was like, "Hey, quit being a jackass. My wife's about to have a damn baby. Write me the damn ticket. Let me go. I ain't got nothing on my record. Write me the ticket. Let me go. Or get on to me and tell me to slow down. Or you take me to Huntsville." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, he was telling me this, that. And I was like, "Just write me the ticket. Write me the damn ticket." She's done threw up in the floorboard and stuff. She was like, "Let's have this baby." My God, he was a smart ass. No shit. Which 99% of the policemen I know are really nice people. I got the one. That's the dick. You know what I'm saying? We were running 72 and a 65. He pulled me over. And I even held my head out the window. I said, "Hey, man, I'm about to have a baby. Get your ass back in the car, blah, blah." When he pulls up there, my wife is literally, looks like she's got... you could tell she's pregnant. She's throwing up in a damn Kellogg's box that was in the car because she liked those little Kellogg's morning breakfast bars or whatever.
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, "Write me the ticket. Take a picture of my license, whatever you want to do. Send me the ticket. Mail me a ticket. Do whatever, but I want to get her to Huntsville. It's our first kid, everybody's nervous. You know what I mean? It's like, shit, I don't know. Hell, I've seen all these movies where people had babies in the car. It's like, I don't know what the hell to do. I want to get to Huntsville. I'm sorry, I was speeding. This will be the first ticket I've got in 12 years. Damn right. Let's go.
Right.
He kept being a smart ass, man. So I called the state troopers hotline, and they were like, the guy told me, he said, back a long time ago, the state trooper pulled somebody over, and I can't remember what the emergency was. He didn't tell me. He said, but they had a real emergency. And he said, the state trooper said, "Follow me, and I'm going to get you there." So they pulled up to a red light. The blue lights was on, and you just got a regular car behind them. When that state trooper took the left at the 4 light or whatever, where it was actually a red light, everybody went to go and they did it. They hit the car and it killed the person. They quit it. They don't do escorts anymore at all.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's understandable. You know what I mean? It's like, but if I was in, I got a best friend that's an assistant police chief, around here. And if he would have pulled me over and I'd have been like, "Dude, you were fixing to have a baby," he'd have been like, "Congratulations, man. Listen, slow down." You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I know how he is. I know he's a great person, but that's the only police officer I ever really had a run-in with. It was like, "Write me the ticket, quit getting on to me." She's throwing up. It's like, we got to get to the hospital. Hell, and when you get to the hospital, it's still 10 hours for you to have the damn baby. I don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know if it's coming now or what.
I'm like, if this baby pops out here in the car seat, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? But I was excited at the same time. I got pulled over. I'm like, "Dude, I'm about to have the baby." He's like, "Get your ass back in your car." I go, "Okay." I'm like, "Man, I'm sorry, man. She's about to have a baby." Whatever. But
right.
I got the one bad apple. But in all reality, really, that's what gets put on the news. That's what get, what I'm saying? It's like, not the good shit. Like a lot of them do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I could have really probably pitched a bitch and went to the newspaper or something.
Well, I've always said, you get pulled over by a police officer in Coleman, one of three things is going to happen. In the Coleman city or county, you're probably going to get a warning.
Oh, yeah.
Handsville, they're going to
Handsville, you get a ticket.
You're going to get a ticket, but everybody that's on duty is going to come pull behind you and turn their lights on, too.
That is the truth.
And a state trooper, you've got to hear that speech about how many people's died on the road.
Right.
It don't matter. You are in a hurry. That's why you're speeding.
And this wasn't a young guy. This was an older guy. This was like a veteran. Like, this guy had... I did some research on it because I'm like... When I was pulling off, I was like, think we're having a baby, no lie. I'd have probably got took to jail if it was in a different situation. It's like, because I would have told him he's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like... And of course, maybe, and he was right, I was speeding.
Right.
That's more of the story. You know what I'm saying? But like, he could have been a little different about it. You know what I mean? Like he could have been like, hey dude, look, congratulations. No kidding. Be safe. You want to get there. No, he was like, man, God, this and that. And he actually told me he was going to call Huntsville Hospital and make sure that I was telling the truth.
See, that's just being petty. That's been an asshole, but that's been this.
And honest to God,
I've been pulled over before and told them I've got a crap. I just I'm headed home. I've got and I gave them a hard time. Like sometimes, it was the truth. Sometimes I was trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
It's just to see their face. Like
I don't drive fast. I don't.
I have a habit of driving fast.
Well, you're a car guy. You like
I don't
fast
mean like
shit.
if the speed limit's 45, I'm probably going to do 60. But I'm not, like back in the day, I would see I'd have a Mustang, and I would see, let's see how fast it would go. And I'd get on I-65 and just hold the gas pedal down until it's at, 4,700 RPMs and it won't go faster than 155,
Damn, how fast have you ever been in a car?
155.
That's flying.
Yeah, it was sprinkling.
Sorry, road conditions were perfect.
Road conditions was not perfect. It felt like every panel on that car was going to come off.
If I would have been
that fast, you.
That's fast. 155 is fast.
I mean, there's probably been people go faster, but that's. I gave that old Mustang heck. I remember. What's Cody's last name? Cody Lancaster. He had he had a Super Bowl party at his house one year, and me, Matt Jorgensen, and there was a bunch of us over there, and I had that Mustang, and it was just a Mustang GT. I think it was like a 2002 or 2003.
But that was the good ones, though, was it not? I mean, that was
pretty decent.
Is vehicles faster nowadays than they were back then?
A lot faster, a lot more power.
Yeah.
But we got to drinking, and he's got a cow pasture out by his house, and I got out there in the pasture. I'm in turf rows, and it was a clean Mustang, and I'm just holding it down, bouncing it off the rev limiter. For like 5-10 minutes. I mean, that sounds ridiculous, but when I stopped and popped the hood, the stock manifolds, I didn't even need a light under the hood. It was pitch dark. They were just glowing orange.
See, but
I was like, what kind of damage did I do? Well, I ended up trading it in like 2 days later. And the old girl that bought it, she posted pictures on Facebook. She's like, "This is my new car," and I was like, "Oh, that was mine." And she's like, "Did you take care of it?" I was like, "Yeah, let me send you some videos." I sent her videos of me doing donuts. She traded it in like a month later. She's like, "I don't want this piece of junk." When I was younger, I had I say younger, I was still in my 20s. Done been to jail once. I had a '93 Mustang GT. They call them Fox Body. And we've been out at Huntsville street racing. And I didn't race. We'd go out there and watch. I mean, I didn't have nothing to compare to. Sometimes they bring Vipers, Supras, and Corvettes and stuff out there by the airport, and they would drag race.
Now, is it legal to do it there? Or
illegal, but still you would have the county police just sitting there. No lights on or nothing. He would just be sitting there. In case somebody got hurt or something.
Yeah, like a wreck or something.
Then he could call something in. But there was so many people out there. I mean, hundreds, just parallel park, or not really parallel park, but kind of like sideways park.
Was you actually racing at the airport or on a highway?
The road by the airport.
Oh.
It's like a little back road that just drives around the airport. It's the backside of like Huntsville International Airport.
I flew out of there once.
But we had rode up there.
So it's not something that's like real busy then.
No.
Yeah.
The only cars coming down there is cars coming to watch.
See, I'd let that shit go if I was a cop.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had been down there street racing, and there was a handful of us, had Mustangs, Camaros, and stuff. And we were headed back down I-65, headed back toward Coleman. But they lived in like Morgan County, Eva, and stuff like that. But we were all together like in a pack, coming across the bridge, into Priceville, stuff like that. Well, we get up to what is now the Love's exit. The Love's truck stop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So before it was there. And the exit before that is Thompson Road. We're coming up on that exit where Love's is. I can't remember the name of that road.
I know what you're talking about, though. I've seen Thompson Road.
But we're going under the bridge at Thompson Road, and then you get Morgan County deputy sitting there. He turned his lights on, so he comes out on the interstate behind us. And we're like 5 deep, So we all just gun it. And I was the last one to get on it.
Pick one, by God.
I was the last one to get on it, and everybody just takes off all at once. And we got blue lights behind us. Well, then they all just duck off right there where the Love's is now at that exit, and because they all lived in Hartselle, Faultville, Eva, and I'm like, I live in Coleman. I know some of these back roads out here, but like I'm gone, thinking he's going to just take off with them. No, he follows me. So I just keep going as hard as I could. I get off at Lake Owen. I don't even stop at the stop sign. I'm just like sideways.
And he's still behind you?
I didn't see the lights then. He was behind me up until the exit. But after I got off and turned, I'm just hammering down, busting gears while I'm passing the old Stuckies. And there's a Coleman County deputy sitting there. And I'm about to go up Lake Owen Mountain. And by the time I'm passing him, I'm probably already doing 65 mile an hour or faster. And I'm still just going hard. Well, I'm halfway up the hill and I see blue lights. And I'm like, this guy's behind me. I'm like, I'm going home. Like, I can lose this guy. Like, I've got more of a head start on him. Well, I make it all the way to the car wash beside the skate rink behind one.
Oh, yeah.
And I can hear his sirens coming. See his blue lights flashing off of trees in the distance. I pull in behind the car wash and he passes by. So I'm like, oh, man, I'm good. Well, he turns around. And when he turns around, I'm thinking he's either going to go by the school where the new Jack's is or turn and go by the skating rink. But if he goes by the skating rink, he's going to see me. So he turned by the skating rink, and I went to mash the clutch, let the car roll in one of the stalls where he wouldn't see me when he passed by, and I hit the brake lights. I hit the brake pedal. He comes running up with his gun drawn. It was Officer Killpat. He was dating a girl that next to Wesley, my brother.
Yeah.
He was dating a girl that right next to where my brother lived. So I'd already knew him. And he's like, Twilley, what are you doing? And I was like, what took you so long? I'm drinking a bottle of water. I wasn't drunk or nothing. And he's like, why was you running? And I was like, man, I had nothing else to do, I'm thinking like, I almost made it, So he goes back and he's like, man, seatbelt ticket or speeding ticket. Which one do you want? I was like, well, man, I'll take that seatbelt all day long. He's like, give me just a minute, So he comes back. And I'm talking to a girl that works at the courthouse.
He's got to let everybody know, okay, this is the guy I know.
Right.
Across the radio.
I'd been talking to a girl that worked at the courthouse, and I'd had some speeding tickets, and I'd text her and be like, hey, I need my court date put off another month. I don't want to pay it right now. I didn't tell her that. She'd be like, all right, it's taken care of. Well, I had a speeding ticket that I got, and I'd text her, tell her to put it off, and she did. And I hadn't heard from her in a while. And so he comes back and he's like, hey, I'm going to have to take you in. I said, over a seatbelt ticket? He goes, no, you got an FTA. And at the time, I didn't even know what FTA stood for. Failure to appear. He said, you got an FTA for a speeding ticket. He said, I have to take you in. I was so mad. Not at him, but I was mad at the girl.
Because she didn't, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always better.
So I was like, can I call somebody to, tow my car? I was like, I'm gonna get towed to jail. That way, when I get out, I can drive it home. He goes, no, on an FTA, we have to tow it, impound it. And I was like,
so that's what $150 probably.
It was. I believe it was close to $200 for the next day. So I went to jail and I bailed out with, I can't remember the name of the bail bondsman, but then I got a hold of that girl I was talking to. And I'm like, hey, why didn't you put my ticket off? And she's like, I forgot, all this stuff. Well, when I got bailed out, I didn't have much money. I was like buying beer and paying for speeding tickets, and I had the no care attitude. So I didn't have the money to get bailed out.
Have you ever been so poor you had to sell your plasma?
No. So I told this guy, he came and got me out of jail, and I told him, I said, look, I got my wallet, I got my debit card. I said, I just need somebody to take me to the ATM to try to pull out cash. So we hopped in his car after he bailed me out. We went to the ATM. I had Merchants Bank at the time. I remember we pulled up. I got out, walked around the car, used my card, and I knew what it was going to say before I did it, but there was like $3 in there, and I was like, I don't know what's up with my account. It's like the fees
more than you have in your account.
So I told him, I was like, man, I'll get you the money, and he's like, well, have me some money by Friday. So he took me home. I ended up getting my car out of impound. Well, I got a hold of the girl I was talking to at the courthouse, and I told her, I was like, look, I don't have the money to pay my bail. I said, I'm out, but I owe them money. She said, if you make it to your court date without paying them, you won't have to pay them a dime. So I avoided them. I was supposed to go that Friday to pay them money, and I made up some excuse like I was out of town or something, and I just laid low for like the next month and a half. I mean, I didn't just hide out. I'd still go to town and hang out.
Did you have a warrant?
Oh, no, not from them. Not that I knew of. So I ended up going to court over my speeding ticket, the reason I had the FTA. And they gave me the fine, had to pay. I just had to pay for the ticket and court costs. That's what it was. And they were standing there at the door. The bail bondsmen were standing there at the door. And as soon as I got it taken care of, I walked right past them. She's like, if you make it to court and get it taken care of, she's like, they can't touch you. She's like, but if they find you out somewhere and beat the crap out of you, she's like, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I ever got out of jail for free.
It's like, look, y'all. Take me by the sperm bank, and I'll sell some plasma or whatever. Get y'all some. I'll get y'all some money.
I've heard of people doing that.
Oh, I have too, man. I have a friend.
See, I've gave plasma before, like donating blood, but I've heard you could sell it.
$50, baby.
To who?
Plasma people.
I guess you just had to look them up online.
I think there's like a.
I mean, because when I was
this is why people love this show, because I'm gonna make up my own shit.
Hey, when I was young and dumb and didn't care if I went to jail or not, I was actually looking into selling my right nut for like $40,000. Then I found out you couldn't, but I was all excited, like, man,
gotta sell that left one, dude. That left one's one that makes some magic. That's what my cousin.
At one time, I'd probably sold both, man.
It's like
just leave me a little cocktail smoky.
It's like, look, dude, I know I owe you some bail bonds money, right? But I got my kidney sold, I think. As long as they don't fall through. As long as they don't fall through. No, I really did, man. This guy was telling me, man, a friend of mine too. I ain't gonna say his name, but he said one time. He said, dude, I just got back from selling my plasma for $50. And he said, I parked my bicycle where I was living. He said, man, that's how poor I was. I said, did you ever do the sperm bank? He said, no, I was too old. He's like, plasma's all they can do. $50 a week. But he's talking about these people stole his bike or whatever, I was like, what? I mean, what'd you do? He's like, no, they just took the bike. I had to sell my plasma twice to get another bike or whatever. I didn't even know that was a thing, man. That's like my new jokes. Like, yeah, man, I'm going to sell my plasma like that.
$50, man.
$50. I don't even know what plasma is.
It's something to do with your blood.
Your blood or whatever, yeah. What if this, okay? What if, like, let's just say I go to that plasma place, right? And I give some plasma, and like say it's somebody else so they got like a good job, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I sell that plasma, and they get that plasma, and they get a drug test like the next day, and I've been smoking weed or whatever, does that person fail?
I don't really know how that works.
I mean, it's a pretty cool thought, though, right?
It is a thought.
What if somebody just snorted like a line of
because
cocaine?
it's in your system. But
Right. Would they have to go to their system?
Surely they'd have to test it. I don't know, man.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, talking about the blood from the deer and stuff, I'm not weirded out about blood. Like, if you ran up to my house...
Well, you don't know if that deer's got disease or not. I mean, you're going to eat it anyway, but you just don't want its blood on you. Like, the blood's nasty.
Blood
give me some of that meat.
Give me that heart. Hand me is there any more heart left? But, like... Let's just say getting somebody else's blood freaking freaks me out. I guess if I was on like a dying bed, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? But like right now, thinking about it, knowing you're clean, you're a good guy. But like if they gave me some of your blood, I'd be grossed out. Are you grossed out by that?
I'm grossed out by blood. And I don't know.
Can you imagine getting somebody else's blood?
Well, me and Wesley used to fight a lot when we were kids. And I mean, I'm talking about like knockout brawl.
Your brother was the best ball handler I've ever seen in my life.
We
dribbling a basketball. That's something that you can dribble a freaking basketball. Hell, he'd take his fucking shoe off and be dribbling it with his big toe. I've never seen somebody who was that good at basketball.
I don't think he's touched a basketball in probably maybe 10, 15 years.
Oh, he was sneaky, man. I mean, like, no shit. Like, that's the best basketball handler I've ever seen.
I started buying him a basketball goal for Christmas just for
you know what I'm talking about though. He used to dribble off his knee and stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I had Jim with him. I would even guard him. I'm like, fuck him.
See, he would go up to Engle Park in town. And
I remember all those days, man.
And I remember one day he came in from hanging out with his friends or something. I'm 3 years younger than him, and I was playing like PlayStation or something in the living room, and he wanted to watch something on TV. We only had one TV. So he grabs my PlayStation, just chunks it out the front door. Mom worked the weekends. She worked at a group home, like day and night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it was just me and him on the weekend.
Was it a PlayStation 2?
I don't remember. Might have been.
Killed him. I'd have probably killed him. If it would have been Tiger Woods and I was
But he chunked it. He just chunks it out the front door. Looks like it ain't nothing. And then grabs the remote, starts watching TV. Well, I'm mad, but I'm trying to think of a plan, what to do. So he gets done watching his TV. I guess he's going to get ready to go play ball. He's getting a shower. So I go outside and I got my little pocket knife, my little old timer, and I pop his tire. I'm just like stab his tire. So I'm just
gangsters.
I'm just sitting there, just twiddling my thumbs, just playing it cool. He gets out of the shower, gets in his car to go to Engle Park. All you hear is bloop 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 down the road, and then bloop 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 back. He comes busting the door. It's game on. Then he doesn't know what I did. So we end up in my mom's bedroom. He threw me out the window. I'm talking the window was down.
Oh, God.
So about that time, Mom had came home. The weekend was about over. She came home, and she was trying to get him settled down and stuff. And I'm walking in the front door, and I got a piece of glass that's in the back of my leg sticking out the front. And I think at the time, like her car was giving her trouble or something. I had to go to the hospital, and his car had a flat tire. But my dad also bought him a truck. It was like white and blue, faded or something like that.
Yeah.
So she's like, I need the keys to your truck. Well, he didn't want me to get in it because I had blood on me.
It's like, dude, you did this. Okay. That sounds like me and my brother Matt, really.
We fought all through our childhood, but now we're like best friends, man.
See, me and Matt, same way, dude. Me and him fought all the time. It's amazing how that works, really, because there was times that
I guess once you have kids, it's just,
I think
what?
It does, really. Yeah, you just...
And our kids are 1 month apart,
Yeah, and see, it's one of those deals, too, where it's like, you really look back and you're like, we could have been really good friends growing up. You know what I mean? Like, we could have been...
I mean, he was driving to school, and I had to ride the bus because I wasn't cool enough to ride with it.
See, that sounds like Matt. Matt would leave me and say, yeah, so get you.
Oh, it was an act of Congress to get a ride on the road.
We're having this, Matt and my goofy-ass brother Adam versus me and Dakota Lord coming up pretty soon on the one-liners. 50 one-liners. Every time you laugh, you got to drink. This is going to be some funny shit.
That is going to be funny.
My brother has called me with some stuff and told me, like, you ever played silent tennis?
No.
It's kind of like real tennis, but without the racket. See, my wife don't get them.
That's stupid.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But he called me that. I'm like, I called Dakota. I'm like, dude, we got to be ready. Like, he's calling me, giving me some of this shit that he's called. And it's funny. You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling I'm going to be towed up by the end of this thing. Because I'm a laughing person anyway.
Where y'all going to do that?
Right here.
Right here?
Yeah, hell yeah, it's going to be fun. I thought about, man, I want to, I think I'm going to invite some of the people that's been on, you know, like you, whatever, you bring your wife or whatever. I just think it'd be hilarious, but with a crowd, it'd be really funny.
Oh, yeah. You have to move the camera back.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to put hell yeah.
Put it back on the wall or something.
I want it to be, it's going to be epic, dude.
Just have a bunch of pop-up chairs. You know what I mean?
I'm going to be like,
because
BYOC, bring your own chair.
Nobody's going to care what they're sitting in.
That's right, me. I wouldn't care. But yeah, so I've been really like trying to ump my game up, you know? Because I asked my brother, I said, well, if he's going to throw some shit out like that, I'm going to throw a good one out. I was like, the other day, Whitney asked me had I seen the dog bowl. I was like, hell, I didn't know he could. You know, my brother's like, yeah, boy, I'm funny. You know what I mean? Like, I got to have some serious freaking ammunition.
I think they're just coming to get drunk.
I think so, too. Dude, I know I'm going to lose that.
I would definitely.
I laugh at this. I mean, like,
well,
I laugh.
So if you laugh at their joke, you have to drink.
Yeah, and so does Dakota because he's on my team.
But what if the person telling the joke laughs?
I don't think he counts for them.
Oh, man.
I thought about just coming up with one really funny, like, dark joke, you know, like dark humor, whatever they call it. And I thought about just repeating it the whole 50 times. You know?
Well, I mean,
after a while, my oldest brother, he'll crack. He'll be like, you're an idiot. You know? And they don't drink much. My brothers don't drink much. So I'm thinking once they've had about a couple of beers or whatever, they're gonna be there.
They're gonna be lit.
Oh yeah, I can just look at them and be like, dude, my oldest brother now, dude, we laughed at a funeral one time. This is no lie. Like, it's terrible, but it's true. My grandmother's mom died. And it's one of those deals where there's like, I think it was like 5 preachers. And it's just like, we would have laughed at anything. We were pallbearers. We were sitting in the front of the church.
That's insane.
This is true shit, too. I swear to God.
Try being a pallbearer to Jeremy.
Oh, God, dude.
It took a lot of it.
My great uncle was like that, man, where they had to go out and get like more people to come back in.
You know,
listen,
we were at my grandpa's. I believe it was my uncle's funeral, and somebody almost slipped. And I've never been at a funeral where we dropped it. But could you imagine dropping a casket in front of everybody?
oh my God.
I mean, what do? Do you just like everybody just like pick it up at the same time, or like, I mean, do you say I'm sorry and just keep going, or? I mean,
do they open it back up?
They're not
make sure they're.
You know, it ain't gonna hurt them.
No, they're already gone. They're done from there. Dude, I ain't gonna lie. Like, really and truly, if I die and you're still alive and you come to my funeral, you're gonna laugh. Like, that's the way I want it. I want people to come in there and go, dude, that was one of the goofiest bastards I ever knew in my life. Like, no shit. I'm going to do a full open casket. No songs. I want people to have to see these Fred Flintstone feet. Like, I want people to walk through and be like, what's that smell?
Good God.
You know, I mean, like, I want it to be funny because it's like, I'm not there. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's not there, you know. I want somebody to walk by and just freaking tickle my toe or something, you know. I can see my brother Matt leaning over and looking at me and going, man, they're talking about you sucking your thumb till you're 13 and you can't do shit about it. I mean, what? why frown on it?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I really want people to come through and be like, man, let me tell you what this goofy bastard done one time, dude. And just look at me and be like, God dang, he looks like shit. Why'd they put the smile on him?
I thought about having something crazy put on my tombstone.
I want a grin. I want like a grin moment. Like, guys, I want them to be like, this is so much bust out laughing. This goofy bastard can't lay there that long without fucking laughing.
Put some Mardi Gras beads around your neck.
Yes. But yeah, you know. Or what was you saying?
Oh, I said I thought about putting something funny on my tombstone. I mean, because you see the same things, you know.
Oh yeah, rest.
I mean, you go there and it's a sad place, but if you go there and there's something funny right on there, or you know, a funny saying or something, then it's like it's not so sad anymore, you know.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's like
this guy was funny as shit, you know.
I mean, I would love people walk by like, God Almighty, don't look over here, you die laughing at that tombstone. People's not gonna know what you're laughing at. You know, it's
right.
Oh my God, he's mooning us. They got a picture of him mooning us. I mean, why not? You know? I mean, my whole life, I love seeing people laugh. That's why I want to do comedy bad. I want to do comedy so bad I can taste it. Like, really. But, like, that's always been my high in my life was seeing somebody laugh. You know what I mean? Like, that's
right.
It's fun to me. Hell, it's fun to them. They laugh, you know.
Well, you know, I don't think it'd be crazy if somebody put like you know your tombstone was granite, have like a granite bowl made on the top of it, and put time for change, and just have people put their change in it like an offering, you know.
I had an uncle, man. I told this before. I had an uncle, man. Used to get change back out of the damn offering plate.
If it's time for change, he's dead now.
It's like. Yeah, man, throw his 20 in there. Let me get that 10.
Yeah, man, I have done that before. I got slapped.
I
got my hand slapped by my girlfriend at the time.
How much you put in there?
I put a 20 in there and got a 10 back, like you said. But I was dating a girl and I was visiting with her church. You know, and I needed that 10 for us to go to Wendy's afterwards, you know? Like, man. I ain't even lying. And she was like slapping my hand, like, don't you do that, disrespect me in my church. And I'm like, he's lucky I had a 20.
I'm going to swap it from my uncle till I had a friend.
Right.
That used to get change back at the offering plate. God almighty, dude, this has been great.
And what's awkward is, like, going to church and forgetting to have cash.
Yeah.
Man, it's like, yeah, just keep it going. Just keep it going. And then they pass, then they think they're smooth. They pass it back down it again. It's like, yeah, we're gonna keep it.
What you do is you just
already put mine in there.
You just act like you're gonna put somebody to kind of flick a check or something. It's there, you know?
That's the most awkward thing. Like, you don't know if you're a sinner or what, or everybody's sinning because they hate you.
I went to this church one time, man. This is no lie. This is true story. My uncle didn't get changed. I thought, damn, I might have made that up. I went to this church one time, man. This woman came in there. She was preaching. And she started like pulling people out of the crowd, you know. And they were like going wild, you know what I'm talking about?
You talking about like speaking in tongues, jumping?
Oh, yeah, that's feeling Jesus, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah.
Wow! You know? Man, I swear that woman kept looking at me. Like, no, again, it was like, you know, like, she wanted me to, like, come up there and like, fall out or something.
She wanted you to ooga booga with her.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. I mean,
I know, but I do thank God they had TVs and, like, the speakers or whatever in the bathroom. Because I went in the bathroom and actually sat on the toilet with my pants and shit up and listened for all that day and before I went back out there. I'm not even kidding. Like, I just went there and dropped both lids. It was like, whoa, she comes in here. You know?
Man, like,
then we got a situation.
Yeah, I grew up in church, Baptist, and stuff like that.
Oh, dude, we do.
But I visited with Pentecostal and non-denominational. Non-denominational is a fun church to visit with. where the preacher's just wearing like, shorts, flip flops, his phone's clipped on his side. And you're like, what happened? Like, because my preacher when I was growing up, he had a suit and tie, and, a little cup of water, and he'd slap the bullpit when you're falling asleep.
They come up there and they'd be like, you always got that person, and he'd be like, "With the grace of God," and you got the one guy's like, "Amen," or whatever. Yeah, and it was always like
the same people singing the same hymn.
Yeah, and it like you'd be dozing off. It's like, "Amen," you're like, "Amen." It's like, I thought we were praying.
You're like, I wasn't sleepy till I got here.
I'm like, that's not my fault, Pastor. That's yours.
Right.
Yeah, you should have had me lured in a little better.
I've heard of some churches that lock the doors until you put a certain amount in the plate.
I went to one of those one time, man. They went bankrupt. A lot of people went bankrupt, and that preacher, like, he skipped out, dude. He had like a limo. It was that church out in Blunsville. Hey, have you seen that? Matter of fact, dude, this is what I'm talking about with podcasts. I love this because we're fixing to wander way off the left field. Have you saw Warrior, Alabama? What's going on there?
No, I haven't.
Holy crap. There's this church that's moved in. They're going to try to buy the whole town.
The whole town?
The whole town. The whole town. They're going to try to buy Warrior.
What kind of church is it?
I'm not sure, but it's crazy. But they are literally...
See, I've heard of like a Church of Scientology. That's an odd church.
It's on.
And I'm not going to say a bad church because there might be people out there listening that go there. I'm just.
No. I'm
just going to say odd.
I mean, I'm a Christian.
It's odd for me.
Yeah, this was just. I don't know. This is really strange.
Well, what's strange about the church, or is it strange?
Well, they're buying up all these businesses. If you have small kids and you're listening to this right now, and your small kids are listening, don't let them listen no more because I'm about to tell something that's terrible. Okay, so you got like 30 seconds. But they're buying up all this land. But supposedly they were in Kentucky at one time, and they were buying, and I may get sued over this, I don't know, but hell, I'll get in the news or whatever. It's fine. I'll be like every other damn redneck that's ever been interviewed by the news,
Right.
But they're buying up all the vacant, like, places, like business places or whatever that's for sale. Plus, they're going in and offering this high dollar stuff for other businesses. They're going to actually try to like take over Warrior and make their own little town around this church. Okay, so not long ago in Kentucky, they're like a cult. So not long ago in Kentucky, like 3 years ago, this same church with the same organization and the same preacher, they bought up a bunch of stuff in Kentucky and they bankrupted it. They didn't have the funds. So now they moved to Warrior, and they're eventually hoping that they can take over Coleman with buying up everything or whatever. But man, it's tough to read, but like Warrior Unfiltered or whatever. Okay, so your kids are gone. Now we're going to tell this. They actually bought gifts from Ho-Ho.
From who?
Ho-Ho, Santa.
Oh.
Santa. That's why I'm saying hi to the kids. And he is going to bring those presents down to like the church, and they're going to distribute them. But they also buying gifts for kids or like me or whatever. But they want to make sure that the kids know that the parents did not have the money to buy the presents. Like, God, man, fuck.
That's weird.
It's terrible. Like, they're like they wanted to come through and give these kids presents and stuff and be like, well, your parents didn't have nothing to do with these gifts. Like, we bought this. So they're going to try to brainwash these kids into
coming to church.
Mm-hmm. Coming there so they can, like, take over the town. It's weird. You got to look it up.
I went to a church.
Theo Vaughn covered it.
I went to a church in Florida called New Life, and we liked it. It was non-denominational. It was a girl I was dating at the time before I got with my wife, but we liked it. I mean, it was a great church. It's kind of like Crosshaven. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Out towards Hansville.
Yeah, it was very similar, but so when I talk about New Life. It's nothing to do with Crosshaven. It's just an experience, I had a
Right.
coffee shop and stuff, and a free breakfast. I mean, it was just a good atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
But then it came like September, and then they started talking about the Christmas offering. They were passing around brochures, and we were like, September, they're talking about Christmas. Maybe they're getting ready. When this brochure that they passed out during service, how much money you donated was what you would get. So if you donated X amount, you would get a coffee mug and a T-shirt. A little bit more, you get a sweater and a cooler. And it goes on and on. But all of it says, it's got the church logo on it. But if you donated a certain amount, you get something. But then the preacher, he basically did a sermon on how it's better to give to the church between the next few months than to buy Christmas presents for your kids. Because the church will live on, but the toys you buy for your kids, they'll be gone in a few months, which kind of made sense. But at the same time, I grew up poor, and we were lucky to get a new toy. We were happy to get a new toy. But he was basically saying, don't buy your kids toys and gifts or anything. Give to the church. And I was like, yeah, we're not coming back. Like, no. This is weird.
That's what that deal was. I'm sorry.
I might get a T-shirt and a coffee mug, but my kids ain't getting anything. But the church is going to go away too. Church is getting richer because we got a coffee shop in here.
Yeah, you wear the shirt out, the coffee cup. Eventually, you drop it, or
I mean, it's like what's that church in Good Hope? Star. Daystar. They got what, like 3-4 services?
Yeah.
I ain't no telling how much money they're bringing in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they got a Starbucks in there. I heard. Never been.
Well, see, we've been going Desperation. I like Desperation.
I've always heard good things about it since.
I like it. It's the same thing. It's got the Starbucks. It's got those kind of things.
Right, but it's
more of a laid back, like. Okay, going back to the Warrior thing. I'm sorry. I've got to say this, but the kids were to stand on the street with their families, and they were to come through and say Santa's not real. We're the ones that bought the gifts. That's what was the big shit about that, which is completely wrong in my opinion.
Yeah.
The magic of Christmas was Santa Claus, that he comes, he delivers those gifts. That's a big deal. And I feel like that's almost like a stepping stone to God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're getting these gifts. It's Santa Claus. It's amazing. He can do all that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it all goes back to like the whole Santa Claus thing. Like, you're grateful. Now if you grow up spoiled and like you make out this big old list, and then you got, let's say, 20, 30 things on a list, and you turn it in to your parents to give to Santa, and you get exactly what's on that list, then that's not being grateful. That's being spoiled.
Right.
Yeah. But if you let your parents know, hey, this is what I want, and maybe Santa will get you some of those or whatever, that's grateful. But to say, hey, this is nothing to do with your parents. This has nothing to do with being naughty and nice.
Oh yeah, I mean,
this is the church.
Right? Yeah, we got y'all this. That's what I read this article a while back, a couple of years ago.
Because not many churches even talk about Santa, other than they bash him.
Basically, it's the magic of Christmas, that this one dude can do all of that. You know what I mean?
But your parents can't.
Right. Yeah. Well, and see,
that church.
It is, yeah. And like a couple of years ago, I was reading this article, and it was like Sally over here. She's poor. Okay.
Yeah.
She's not going to get everything she asked for Christmas. So you got this rich kid over here, and she's going to get everything. Lucy over here, she's going to get everything she wants from Santa. Don't give the big gifts from Santa. Those need to come from your parents, because it's like, wow, I've been good all year. Santa didn't give me shit. Like, they got so and so over here, it's a brat. You know what I mean? Like, right. And I really took that to heart, because I'm like, damn, you know what? Like, really and truly, some of the poor kids are the best kids. They are. They're the most grateful. They're happy for what they get. It's not like, well, why didn't we get more? I mean, they're happy to get something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, kids go to school when they come back from the Christmas holiday, and they're like, what did you get for Christmas?
Oh, I got a new phone. I got this. Well, you got.
I got a new hat and a pair of socks.
Well, yeah, you know, it's
I got some fruit for my.
Look at these underwear I got. They're Mario.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it's just.
I got a bag.
I never had that really hit home with me. It was like.
I got a bag
wait
of
a minute,
peanuts.
You know? Yeah. You know, and a lot of times too, like. I hate to say this, but a lot of times it boils down to the parents. You know, somebody was telling this one time, not long ago, actually on a damn podcast, was like, you ever notice the people that don't, a lot of people that don't have money, they're the first person that you see with a Red Bull, 2 packs of cigarettes.
Yep.
You got a $4 drink. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
my phone's shut off, but I'm smoking this cigarette. I ain't got much gas,
and I thought,
but
man,
I
how
got
true
these
is
Red
that?
Bulls.
yeah, it's like, how true is that? You know, it's like, sacrifice a little. Like, honest to God, man, and I know I can take ice baths, but I got to undo anything. You know, I'm mentally there. But, like, if it come down to my daughter having a good lunch to take to school, or this vape, this fucking vape be gone.
Oh, exactly.
Easily. All right, very easily. Beer. I like beer. And that'd be gone. These are...
But if it came down, your kids need new shoes or you need a 12-pack.
The new shoes is what's
But there's a lot out there that's like...
Don't. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to wait on them shoes.
We bought Christmas this year for a little girl, and her grandparents have her. And they do everything they can. You know, and that's a different deal for me. I actually reached out to them. I'm like, you need help me. And, you know, around here, people are not like if I was like, hey, dude, you good? You know, like maybe I know you broke your leg. You've been out of work for like 6 months or some shit, you know. Say, you good? What are you going to tell me all about? Yeah, man, I'm great. Thanks for asking. Just keep praying for me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
People around here don't ask for help. You know what I'm saying? Like we just don't. We're stubborn. We're old timey. I mean, you know.
If you got a problem, you don't advertise it.
Right, yeah.
Unless you put it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. I've seen people on Facebook, I swear to God, ask, hey, is anybody like around town might run me a cigarette?
Man, there's this one guy. I'm not going to say his name.
I'm not
but
either.
For years, he is just like, who's hiring? I need money. You know, my kids got taken away, and this is a young guy too.
Yeah.
But one of his posts, and I still laugh about it. He was at court for custody on his kid, and he didn't have no money. And his post was, "Can somebody order me a pizza to the courthouse?" And I just laughed. I'm like, dude, you're not asking for money. You're not asking for help. You're asking for somebody to buy you a pizza and have it delivered to you. Like,
yeah,
you've been asking for too much.
But people try to turn Cinderella stories into like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
but man,
let me turn this into a Cinderella story.
Let's say you got something free. All right. Let's say a refrigerator you don't use anymore, but maybe there's a household out there that their refrigerator broke and they really need it. But you put that on Facebook, and everybody's going to need it.
Oh yeah,
everybody needs that refrigerator.
I love that thing.
Somebody needs it at their shop. Somebody wants it for scrap. Somebody wants to resell it. Where there's this one family out there that really needs it.
Right. Yeah. You know, it's a lot of times, man. I'll even like just text my family first and just be like, "Hey, I got this dresser and a bed. You know, anybody wants it or needs it. You know what I mean? Like,
and what I hate the most is who's hiring.
Do you know the number one? Do you know the number one reason why most people quit their jobs?
Why?
They're not making enough money. So how much money are you making now?
How many?
It's like, find you a damn job before you quit. You know?
How many days have you missed in your first 90 days? Right.
It's like, my God, man, hell, they wanted me to work on Saturday.
We're taking volunteers for Saturday. Oh, I can't work, but I can't pay my bills either.
Dude, I'm telling you, and I love my family time.
Do y'all go through a lot of people up there at work?
Oh man, I've had even a couple of people that come in, and a lot of times we'll pay them cash like the first couple of days, just sit there and stick around.
Just because you don't want to even put them on payroll.
I've had people where they come in, and you're like, yeah, we'll probably just pay cash this week or whatever. Work on a Monday, I never send me in. Never come back for the cash or nothing.
Really?
Yeah, and I have some people that
So y'all have to put the cash up and wait on them?
No, you just basically forget about them after a while. I mean, if they came back, you'd be like, yeah, I remember that day, or whatever. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Here's your money. And then I have some people that come over there and work for an hour and say, hey, I'm going to be here all week, but could I go ahead and get that money prepaid? Because I may end up in jail because I owe child support. It's like, and you see right through them.
Right.
It's like, no, I'll tell you what. Show up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're open 5 hours on Saturday. You show up all those days, I'll give you some money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I might not have enough gas to get here tomorrow. How much money you need? Where you live? I mean, I really have to get to that point. Like, where you live? Well, hell, I live in Coleman. Okay, well, about $8 should be fine for you to make it home, make it back. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. I know it sounds terrible, man. I ain't had one in 2 weeks, but I'm just so tickled to death. I want a cigarette. Can I get some smoke money, motherfucker? No, you couldn't.
Right.
It's like, I had one
Because
guy.
that pack of cigarettes is going to be, half gone or gone by the time they come to work the next day.
I swear to God, I have had like 7 eye surgeries in my left eye. I used to have to go to the eye doctor every 3 months. I was the guy at 9 years old that they had a line of people from Wallace State that was interning that looked at my eyeball. They dilated it every 3 months because they had to keep a check on it because they thought I was going to lose it. Okay? You can't tell me something about the eyeball that I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had this guy to call me one time. He said, I've got to go to the eye doctor. I've got to get contacts I can't see. Go. I mean, hell, if you can't see, you can't see. He calls me and he says, the eye doctor said I should sit here for about 4 hours before I can leave because I just had my eyes dilated. It's summertime. I said, get you that damn pair of free fucking sunglasses they give you.
Exactly.
And you can drive your ass back out here. I said, I swear to God, I've been to the damn eye doctor probably 400 times. I've had my eyes dilated at least 300 times. And I've never had a problem. You can drive your ass back. Get those big old ass sunglasses.
Right. Was it
and
wrapped
get your ass
around?
back. Yeah, he never showed back up. No.
He probably wasn't planning on coming back after 4
No,
hours
he
anyway.
wasn't anyway.
He was just buying him some time to come up with another.
I think he was like, okay, dude knows I'm lying. I feel like a dumbass. I'm not coming back, which was okay because
you hurt his feelings.
He wasn't shit for working anyway, And I've had 2 or 3 high school kids that work in the summertime that can break a damn broom and a metal handle broom. Break it. With no lie. They go in the other room, go to sweeping. They come back in there and it's bent and broke. Why are you trying to sweep up doors?
Well, do they have to finish sweeping with a bent broom?
No, you know what I do?
What?
I say, in case you didn't know it, this is a building supply. All I got to do is run up there. They got 1,000 handles. You can break all you want. But this room's going to be clean if you want paid. So you might as well just go ahead and sweep it. Yeah, I swear, man. Some people would break a fucking anvil, dude. It's like, just to get out of work. They spend a lot more time breaking something to get out of work than just to do the work.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of did that one time. I took a job. I worked and did a little bit of everything, but I took a job through a temp agency one time. I was in between jobs, and I went up to it was like home and employment something, and they said the only thing we got is this mowing on the interstate, and they're like, "Can you drive a tractor?" And I was like, "Yeah." I thought I've never drove a tractor before, but I can learn. I can learn real quick.
Can't be that hard.
So they were mowing the interstate, and I didn't know how long the stretch was. I just knew it was mowing. I'm like, I can mow, and it was like $10 an hour.
Oh yeah.
So I met the crew out at Dodge City. Guy pulls up in a nice dually, and I'm parked there in front of my truck. Everybody thinks I'm a boss, I guess, because I'm driving a nice pickup truck. Everybody else is a piece of junk. And I'm like, I don't work. It's my first day. They were all being real respectful to me and stuff. So the boss gets there and he starts giving out assignments to everybody. And you can drive a tractor. We don't need any more tractors. Bush hog drivers, we got plenty. Can you run a weed eater? And I was like, yeah, I've run a weed eater before. 8 miles that day we had to weed eat. So they would ride up and down the interstate on this little John Deere Gator.
You would hit that thing against the guardrail like crazy.
Man, there's me and like three black guys from Moulton. And man, we was so eat up from like ants and just the heat and stuff.
Dude, there is some huge mounds in between the interstates. I don't know what it is.
Every time that Gator would disappear over the hillside, we would unscrew the gas cap and just pour it out. And then if we were told if we ran out of gas, just go sit up under a shade tree and they'd come back by and give us gas. Well, it'd be like an hour and a half. They'd come back and give us some more gas. We'd weed eat for a little bit to just pour it out, man. Finally, I called my girlfriend at the time and I was like, hey, you got to come and get me. We're up under the bridge at Good Hope. I said, I'm fixing to start walking. She's like, you can't quit your job. You just started today. I was like, I don't care about this job. I got a Mountain Dew. I remember I got a Mountain Dew from Jack's Truck Stop, the gas station there. Because all we had was water. They furnished bottles of water. And I wanted a Mountain Dew, But when I got off and got my Mountain Dew, I couldn't even hold it straight. I was pouring it all over my face because my hand was
so shaky.
It'd been vibrating all day long from holding that weed eater. And I was just pouring Mountain Dew all over my face. And I'm like, I will never go back there. But it took me like a month or so before I even went and got my check because I didn't even want it. Like, I'm good.
Forget it, yeah.
Yeah.
See, these crazy, like, kids I have, like, during the high school years,
yeah,
they like, interning or whatever they're doing through the summer, they break the broom and they'll say, man, I really can run that table saw. You broke a broom handle. Sweeping a concrete floor. Brother, I ain't trusting you on no damn saw, I'll tell you that. Well, when can I? Well, I ain't gonna lie to you, you already fell down. You ain't getting on no damn table saw. Yeah, it's like, yeah, no.
They probably ran their dad's, circular saw one time. And now they're a carpenter.
Man, I was in a ag, man.
So God, don't even remind me about a hag. Mr. Wilkins. God,
boy, he could bust an ass. Ain't no lie
rest
about
his soul, man. I miss that guy, but
I love him, dude. That's the only trade in school that's the only class that I actually use in my everyday.
Do they still have that there? I heard they were doing away with it.
No, they still got ag. Home ec too, it's like little bullshit things like my daughter. See, my wife's real smart. She has an accounting degree. She had like 19 maths in high school. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
I took like home ec. I took ag. Where she comes to me and she's like, "Good Lord, man, this picture frame fell and broke." So no worry, I can fix that thing tomorrow.
Yeah, you're like I made a reindeer in ag.
Oh yeah. I'm like, this is up my alley. I can fix anything.
Oh,
Yeah, and like even sewing a button on or something. It's like, oh yeah, we got any thread? Bring that thread. Whatever. But my wife was getting her trigonometry or whatever the hell kind of math that is. And she was in like 7th grade. She's like a math whiz. You know what I mean? It's like, where with me, it's like, hey, these lights ain't coming on. No, they're not? No. Oh, it's got to be a breaker. Give me just a minute.
We always, in ag class, Mr. Wilkins, anytime he was out, what happened?
Oh, I got in trouble.
No, I'm just saying, what was the class? Substitute teacher, and the TV rolled in there. You watched a video of substitute.
Oh, yeah.
So me and Nolan Hunt, Josh Smith, I believe it was Caleb Wood, might have been a few more, but Mr. Wilkins had 3 paddles, so we took all 3 of them back to the shop, and we were just swapping licks with each other, seeing how many paddlings we could give each other. So we ended up breaking 2 of his paddles.
So he comes back
next day. And we hid the last one that wasn't broke, back in that little shelf around the magazines, whatever. So he comes back the next day, and the sub's got a report. We were back there in the shop, unsupervised, without permission. So he lines us all up. Well, Josh, his mom was a teacher there. He was the first one to get a paddling. So, he bends him over, rears back, well, that paddle just shatters, goes everywhere. I bust out laughing. I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of people get paddling there.
I ain't never seen a red face like I have on Randy Wilkins
Well,
before.
it shattered. And he's like,
them ears would turn like 2 tones
then
of
he's
red.
like, Twilley, why are you laughing? And I'm like, well, paddle broke. I don't guess I'm getting nothing, So he goes back to the shop, gets a piece of pine, like a 2x4, puts it on the bandsaw, cuts me a brand new paddle, and makes me watch while he's making it. And I'm talking about that thing was 3 times as thick as the one that got broke. But
you didn't piss that man off. No.
But you didn't want to get a paddling by him, but Coach Mick would raise you up off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like borderline child abuse, but we took it.
I had it one time from him, dude. And I swear, he grabbed me by my back of my belt loop. And when he paddled me, it hammered my underwear and everything up in my ass. Like, he gave you that wedgie deal, and then he smacked it in there.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I'm talking about? So, like, you're walking back down the hall, and you don't know whether to cry. You don't know how you're going to get the damn underwear back out of your ass crack. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, and Coach Mick, when he paddled me, he was giggling about it. He wasn't mad.
He was probably taking one of those pills you were talking about earlier.
He might have
He was
been.
probably getting a Woody.
Dude, he was like, ugh. He's like, all right, go to class. I was like, all right, okay, I'm going back to class.
Do you remember the PE coach before Franklin? He was like an ex-football player. Did he get in trouble for like hitting David Strickland with a paddle?
He tackled me one time. He was a hitting dummy for the Dallas Cowboys.
Hitting dummy.
He was. Shit, I cannot. He tackled me. Me and Jesse Bolin was in a fight, and he tackled me. I never did tell him nothing, but damn it, man. Was you in there?
No. But I remember in our PE class,
Bishop.
Coach Bishop. I don't remember his first name though.
He was Eric Bishop. No, that's a damn wrestling guy, but it was Bishop.
But David Strickland was getting a paddling by him, and he either hit David in the back, like lower back, or David put his hand back there after the first lick and
Got him again.
Got it. I don't know if he broke his wrist.
See, if you're a teacher and you can't hit somebody on that first, you got to give them 2. You're a wuss, in my opinion.
Man,
Wilkins always hit you once.
I got
Mickenfelder hit you once.
But you never
That
got
made it count.
Never got a paddling from Miss Hill though, because she'd just go next door and get Wilkins.
God, I know. She loved me too. Her husband would actually come into home ec, and he would look at me, and he'd just have that grin on his face, I said, give me a cigarette. I swear to God, he'd give me a cigarette. And I put it in my wallet. And when school got out, dude, this thing was, it was like smoking like, it was so flat.
You would dip it?
No, I'd smoke it.
Oh, I was like, man.
You couldn't straighten it back out. You had to smoke it flat.
What I hated was in the old building, because there's a lot of people that dipped in school, and they would spit in those radiators. In the wintertime, that Copenhagen and Creek and knockoff tobacco.
Creek was my deal.
Yeah, it would come to life in the wintertime, especially if you were sitting by the window,
It was $2 for 2 cans. It's like $1.88, $1.68. It would equal $2. You could get 2 cans of Creek. That'd last me like a month.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't re-dip either. I just got me a little tiny one.
Oh, man, I remember the first time I got a dip from somebody, and as I'm putting my dip in, I just put it in my mouth. Somebody, the person I got it from, they took theirs out, put it back in the can. And I was like, my stomach just dropped. I was like,
good God Almighty.
like, you nasty. Like, you gonna do that right in front of me after I just bum one
Don't
off?
get no gross from that, dude. Did they ask you for yours back? Like, don't spit that out now. It's too fresh.
No.
And you always had that bastard too, like pack it. Yeah, pack it or whatever. Get him a dip. He'd hold his mouth over to the can.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, dude, now let that shrapnel hit the floor, brother. I'm not worried about
That's
it.
true.
Or scrape their finger.
Yeah.
No, it's like, you know what, dude, keep that can.
Yeah.
That's yeah, I'm done with it. Oh, shit. Twilley, this has been fun, man. I told you we'd end up somewhere else, dude. Like, I'm gonna have you back too if you'll damn come back, man.
Definitely.
This is funny as hell. I got Gunner Creel, Chris Hernandez, Oso Clutch, trying to talk this hairdresser into coming on. Even her husband's like, damn it, you need to come on.
Where's she at?
She's in Coleman. She cuts hair in Coleman. Her name's Katie Weldon. Trying to get her to come on.
She should.
She should, yeah.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
Yeah, I know she's gave a shitty haircut before.
I need a haircut right now.
You go to her.
Go to her?
Yeah.
She's probably booked.
I'm friends with them. I can get you in.
You just go put a bowl on my head and just cut it.
Please.
A bowl cut. I can walk in there with a salad bowl, but like, I want it cut like this.
I saw a kid the other day, his mom tried to
shave it up underneath.
Yeah. It's like, don't try to cut your kid's hair.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
When I was little, Mom cut my hair. But
I remember you being gapped up and everything.
I don't remember.
I'm kidding. I don't remember that. But shit, man. I'm trying to get her to come on because she's hilarious. I'm going to bring my wife back at some point, dude. Like, people love her because, I mean, she is really... Her laugh, dude. I got that one video, it's rolling on like 5 million views.
Right.
It's her laugh. No shit. Like, her laugh is like... She sounds like a hyena. No lines like... Like, if you heard that out in the woods and you were in Africa, you'd be like, everybody be quiet.
You should record that. Like, just her laugh. The next time you go hunting. And just be up there,
They wouldn't be a deer within miles.
They might come running.
True that, though.
I might have a bunch of turkeys or something.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
That would be funny, though.
But yeah, man, I'm enjoying the hell out of this, man. My fucking face is hurting. I'm like, God dang, dude. There's not very many people, though, like around here that's ever, like, went to somebody's house and got an alligator or a raccoon.
They say there's alligators in, like, Hanceville, and I've always heard tales in Smith Lake. They released them in Wheeler years ago, but Wheeler is just a backwash of not Gunnersville, but Tennessee River.
They did that for beaver control.
Yeah, that worked great for them, didn't it? Mm-hmm. That's like that kudzu they brought over here,
Shit, yeah. Daggum, what was we talking about right before that?
What would you do if you went? Let's say there's a creek by your house, right where you live out now. You walk down there and there's an alligator. What would you do?
Well, I ain't gonna lie.
First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take a picture of it.
Yeah, take a picture. Second thing is I call my friend Spooner, and I'd say, "Look, do you know how to clean an alligator?"
Exactly.
Well, I really would.
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna call somebody to come.
Are you gonna wait till he gets here before you shoot it?
No, hell no.
But you know it's against the law to shoot an alligator in Alabama.
But I'm not going to tell anybody.
Exactly. It'd be like you eating that heart.
And I could
You're going to let them take their first bite before you tell them, yeah, that's alligator.
I could call a few folks, too, and be like, hey, dude, we're grilling up some gator over here. Don't put no shit on Facebook. We're grilling up some gator. You know what I'm talking about? That?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, honest to God, yeah. Even a bear, I bust his ass.
Well, it's like shooting a deer on your property out of deer season.
Yeah.
I was getting in my corn.
True that, yeah. Deer hunting,
my yard, I nicknamed corn.
I think around here, man, God damn, I'm going to have game wardens everywhere around here tomorrow, but I think you could get away with anything, really, if you just keep your mouth shut.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. Like, honest to God, if I saw an alligator down, which I ain't gonna lie, if I saw it because of the person I am, if I saw an alligator down like in my creek or whatever, I'd probably watch him for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
But they say...
But at the same time, you're going to be watching him on the phone with your wife, hey, bring my gun.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to like FaceTime, like, look at
you're
this.
You're never going to believe
dude,
this shit.
You remember at Live Bait, we had that alligator tail dip? You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah.
They say... Okay, I've been hearing this for years. they're like, oh, alligators, crocodiles, all that kind of stuff. They can't survive in Alabama. The coldest I've ever been in my entire life was in the swamp of Louisiana, working for the railroad, and there was alligators out there. That's the coldest I've ever been. Sleet, same weather we have, damn. Sleet, snow, ice, 15-degree wind chill. Alligators can live here. There's no doubt.
Well, see, imagine living in Florida and going to get groceries, and you hit the remote on your car to raise the garage door. You drive 3 blocks down the road to Publix, pick up your cake or whatever, and you come home and then there's an alligator in your parking spot in the garage. It done decided, hey, I'm gonna.
No, that's done got different.
Yeah,
like he's getting his ass shot because I got 2 cats and 2 dogs out there. One dog I wouldn't care. I'd probably look.
you go close yourself up in the garage and screw that oil filter onto your gun.
I'm probably gonna feed that gator that one dog that gets on my nerves. I got.
I was gonna get beat with a shovel.
And then I'm gonna be like, "That was my favorite dog." Blah, blah. That's the only reason why I shot the gator. But dude, I got one dog out there, dude. I swear, if I die at like 64, young say I would have lived to be 72 if I wouldn't have that dog. That dog has given me more anxiety than anything. This right now, if she wasn't in her kennel, she might be chewing the tires off your damn car.
The one that I seen when I came in?
No, that's the old one. She don't bother nothing. That dog there, like, if the other one chews up a bunch of stuff, as soon as I walk over there to, like, see what she's chewed up, the old dog is so funny, her running from me. Like, she's like, wasn't me, by God. Like, she'll, like, come from the house, and the other dog, I swear, I'll just look at you like, oh, yeah, it was me. I'm stupid. Do not ever buy a damn golden doodle.
Oh, that's what you got.
That's the dumbest damn thing I ever seen in my entire life.
See, I was thinking that'd be smart.
Hell no.
Poodles got webbed feet, and
they're
golden
smart
retrievers,
asses.
They're smart ass.
Yeah, because I could go out there and like point at something she's chewed at. Quit! I've even put cayenne pepper on it. Bitch still eat it. Kid you not. I have put cayenne pepper. My wife puts fake plants in pots outside, and I put cayenne pepper on there. Because somebody told me to put cayenne pepper on there. Didn't bother her. She eat the damn flowers. Not even kidding, this dog is dumb. This dog's no shit. I'll show her to you. She's retarded. Not being mean or nothing, but I mean, like, you got to realize some animals have got to have, like, some animals are slow. And I really think she is really one of those animals that's not all there. She wouldn't bite you. She don't bite you at all. Super sweet dog. Dumb as a damn brick.
See, our dog doesn't get into anything. She used to be in a kennel. Now she's got the whole house to herself. She won't use the bathroom in the house, nothing like that. But you leave the bathroom door open.
Toilet paper.
No. You leave the bathroom door open with it's my wife's time of the month and we're gone.
Tampon.
Oh, that's gonna be all over every room of the house. Like chewed up, like just scattered.
You come
like,
in, you're
it's
like,
gonna be in the recliner. It's gonna be on the couch, like up under the table, and you're just like,
funny, man, about
you're just
blood.
like, I hate you. I hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got every toy in the house, you've got every treat, and you want to eat this crap, or you let her go outside. You know,
that's just
man. The only thing
animal comes.
The only thing she wants to eat is cat turds. It's like she'll dig up a.
I think it's cat. It may eat her own shit.
It may.
No lie.
Hey man, it's like corn, man. It'll cure world
I'm
hunger.
like, this is pretty cool though. I mean, we don't even have to buy food. Hell, she'll eat her own shit. I ain't never in my life. And you know, dogs smell and taste. It's supposed to be like 7 times more than a human.
Maybe it was
I've never known a human eat their own shit.
I mean, maybe it's better the second go around. It's like left.
Oh, God almighty. The veterinarian even said, well, there's this stuff you can sprinkle on their food, and then when they shit, it'll taste bitter. How much more bitter? I've never eaten a turd, but I mean, like,
Right.
I know sometimes, man, I'll even turn my head and, like, pick one up,
Well,
you know, like, throw it in the damn commode and flush it, like if she misses the pad or something.
Yeah, dogs are, man, you love them, but they're nasty.
And they say they're mouse cleaner than a human.
Oh, yeah.
How nasty are we?
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to laugh, man, whenever he'd come over that I really went crazy about, like some like family members or someone come over, and our little dog would jump there, so look at their face, they're like, "Oh, it's just so cute." And it's like, yeah, she just ate her own shit like 5 minutes.
So we laugh and joke about dogs, but you see, I didn't have an inside dog, and mine's a Catahoula leopard, and she's really not I wouldn't say an inside dog.
How big? How big is that?
70 pounds. I mean, with her standing on her back legs, her head is damn near right at my head.
She shed?
She's tough. Very little. Very little.
See,
she
that
looks
would
like
be
a
a
dang
big deal
greyhound
for me.
sometimes.
If I was going to have a big dog, I would
But
definitely not want to shed.
I married into this dog. When I first, she was a pain in the butt when I first got around her. But now, I mean, she's, man, I love her to death. But like I was saying, this is the first inside dog I ever had. I grew up poor, and we just had dogs outside. And you know, I got talking to my brother Wesley the other day. I said, you know, and he's got a beagle, and I said, what? Who fed our dogs when we were going off to Disney World in the mountains for like a week when we were little? He goes, you know what? I don't know. I said, what did Mom and Dad just put out a bunch of scraps and fill the water bowl up and said, see you in a week? You know.
I do the. I got those automatic. I got that one of those ones that's got like that big like 5-gallon deal where you just fill it full of food or whatever. But I'll have somebody come by and check my chickens and my goats. My chickens and my goats. So I got to make sure somebody comes and feeds the chickens.
See, we've had her mom watch the dog one time, and now we use, if we go out of town, we use Abigail's Tails. It's out on Gold Ridge Road.
Just doing the boarding.
Yeah. Yeah.
They treat them good at those boarding
Man,
places.
it's like a spa there, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually watch your dog like on video 24/7.
Really?
Yeah, like you can sign up. It's like an extra fee. But I told my wife, I was like, don't do that. She's like, why? I want to see the dog. I was like, you won't get anything done. We won't have fun.
Yeah.
Looking at the dog. Let the dog have its time, you know?
See, I'm not one of those people. Man, I know this is going to sound terrible, dude, but I've got 2 cats, 2 dogs, 6 chickens, 2 goats. But I'm not a person that pets the animals. I've never been. Like my brother, man, he'd lay up with like our dog at home or whatever, just freaking just cuddle them and put them under the covers or whatever. And I'm not like that. I don't know what it is. I think dogs stink. But now this little one inside, I don't want her in my face or nothing. But I love it when she lays beside me or something. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah.
She's real clean. She's real short hair. She don't. But like, as far as like an outdoor animal, that's why I think I like the cats so much. Because I throw them some food in there, they eat, they drink. I walk by and they just kind of look at me like, "Don't pet me. Don't even pet me."
See,
you know
our dog wouldn't even come to me for a while. I mean, it'd let me pet it, stuff like that. But as far as like, I guess, trust me. Mm-hmm. Now, every day when I come home from work or come in from anywhere, it'll jump up and not necessarily on me, but it'll just jump up and basically just throw its dead weight right at my chest. Like, it just wants a hug. And it'll just lay there as long as I'll hold it.
But see, people are, and I'm not knocking people that do that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, by all means.
Well, it's either push the dog away or just, hold it and let it just lay its head over.
Yeah. And I don't look at somebody on Facebook or something. I see them laying in the bed with their dog and their dog's looking at their face, whatever. I'm not like, you're nasty. It's just not my deal. Right. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I may do a lot of things where people are like, you're nasty. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
To each their own, but like, I'm not. But now, our little dog inside, I think she probably weighs like 4 pounds. But like, if I'm laying in the bed or whatever, she might come and jump up on the bed. But she'll lay like by my legs. She knows not like to get on my face or none of that. Or she may lay on my side or something. But like,
see, I can't stand, like, my wife will let the dog up in the bed. But it'll be like at the foot of the bed. But if I'm not in there, the dog will lay on my side. And I've kind of got used to it now.
Yeah.
I mean, we wash the sheets a lot.
Oh yeah,
but at the same time, I've had to break the dog plus my wife. I was like, anytime the dog is in the bed and I'm not in there, my pillows are not to be in that bed. Like, because the dog wants to lay its ass on the pillow. And the last thing I want to do is wake up for work and have pink eye because my dog's ass has been on my pillow. I mean, that's just
I know.
It's a phobia I've got, I guess.
It really is. It is like
the dog's
that,
just going to lick its butt all night long. I don't want it to be on my pillow.
I got my dad, man. He carries this one dog around with him everywhere. She's so good. Like, he'll say, "Come on, come in the office, sit down, lay down," or whatever. Hell, it's almost like a human, And like, I don't know if like people that like really love dogs like that, they might just be blinded by that little bit of faint smell or something. But like with me, even my little bitty one in the house, man, I'll bring her up and like pet her head or whatever. But she gets too close to me, I'm like, yeah.
You ever seen a dog take a shower?
No.
My dog will.
Really? Like turn it on?
Like, it's crazy. Like, I can go in there and I can get the water set, whatever. The dog's in the bathroom with me. I'll pull the shower curtain aside and say, "Come on in," and she'll come in there and stand. And I'll give her a bath. That's how I give her a bath. It's like she don't take like a. Sometimes it's hard to give the dogs a bath.
Yeah, see, my wife
she'll stand there and I'll pick her paws up. 'Cause like I said, she's almost as tall as I am, and she'll rest both her paws on one of my shoulder the whole time. And
you're able to wash her.
I'll wash her and wash her head and everything, and she's just as content as like rocking a baby.
Really?
Yeah. She loves taking a shower.
See, that's what...
and I'll get out and dry off, and she'll wait for me to tell her to get out, and then I'll dry her off. But then she's wild as a damn...
Oh, man, they run through the house. Oh, man,
she wants to rub on everything, lay on the carpet.
They jump on the couch. They run across the couch.
Well, the rug, not the carpet. Yeah. But, she wants to get that scent off of her. Like, I smell good. Let me get some of this butt on me that was on the floor.
Dude, that's got to be an unreal feeling. I thought about getting out of the shower before neck and just running all over, like rubbing myself in the rugs.
I won't let her go out. I won't let her go outside until she dries off because, I know she's going to step on dirt, but I don't want her to go outside wet and roll around.
Yeah. If a dog, too, which, like, I can smell it on, like, me or my kids or my wife or something, like, Whitney will be like, "Hey, I'm going to run through and feed the chickens real quick," whatever. You're wanting to take a nap. Like, you can smell that person once they come back in from outside.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, and then, like, with dogs, it's just kind of a different smell. But I think some people think that smells good or something, which I wouldn't come to your house and, like, I'm okay with, like, people want to sleep with their dogs, they want to carry them in their vehicles.
Oh, no.
They want to do. It's all cool.
When it's time,
you know what I'm talking about, though? Like,
oh, yeah. When it's time for me to go to bed and my wife, like, the door closes and the dog is not in there.
Yeah.
If it was up to her, like, I work at night and I work, a 2 on, 2 off, 2 on, 2. Sorry, 2, 2, 3. So 2 on, 2 off, 3 on, 3, 2 off. I can get confused. But anyway, I work 4 nights 1 week, 3 nights the next. And they're not like side by side. I'll work a day and then be off 2 days, then work the other 3. But the nights that I'm at work, dog's in the bed, and I hate it.
Yeah,
but it's like she was around. She's
keeps her company.
She's 9 years old. Me and my wife's been together 3 years. So it's like.
But it's probably a warmth kind of thing and all that kind.
And she's
like, I really wish I could be that person. Honest to God, I really do. I really wish like I could just go bring my old dog inside and just be like, "Come on, you're sleeping with me tonight." You know what I mean? Like just. I wish I could. I can't do it.
Well, see, when it gets like stupid cold or something, or it's storming. See, she hates storms like thunder, especially rain. Like she'll start panting, and I've got a little dog bed that's on my side of the bed and the floor. Mm-hmm. Very seldom I'll let her come in there because she'll be back and forth. I'll crack the bedroom door open. That way, if she's hungry, thirsty, she can go get her food. I bought her a little raised food thing, Mm-hmm. It's got a little drawer up under it. It's bougie.
They say that's better for the big dogs, though, so they don't have to, like...
But she's back and forth the whole night. We've even tried it when it's not storming. And
give her some THC gummy.
I've tried that before. I've actually tried brownies before.
Really?
Yeah. When I was doing Hot Shot, I drove out to California, and there was a lady selling, weed brownies. And it's legal out there for recreational. So you can just buy it, whatever. And I was
It's
like,
coming everywhere.
and I was
man.
like, you know what? It's legal here. I don't feel bad. And a lady gave me a brownie, probably I guess 5 inches long, and she broke it in half. And she's like, she wrapped it up in just like fancy wrap or whatever. It's like a bakery. And she's like, only eat half of it. She's like, do not take the whole thing. She's like, it'll mess you up. And before she could say it'll mess you up, I had chocolate all over my face. Like the whole thing was in my mouth. I'm num num num, you know. And I'm like, I'm here to do this thing. So me and my boss, which is my buddy, we were out there, and I got completely just hammered on this thing. And I felt like I was like way up in the sky and then way low. And it was just back and forth, not fast, but just, be a few minutes, I'd be like high as hell. And then a few minutes later, I'd be like, yeah, mellow, just gonna chill. Then I'm high as hell. So
it's like, dude, slow down.
So we ended up renting these.
It's like we're parked.
There's like these electric scooters like everywhere. And they just got like this little barcode on it. And you scan it with your phone, download this app, and you rent them. And it charges you like so many cents per minute.
Freaking technology.
It's like Bluebird or something.
Holy shit.
So we rented these scooters, and here I am, like I'm tripping balls. We're riding up down the street like Ocean City, California, and we're like racing. You know, these things go probably like 20 mile an hour or whatever, and we're on sidewalks in the street, passing cars. Well, next thing you know, like I hit the curve of mine, and I just rolled it. And like the whole thing was on video, but I called my mom, told her I was high on brownies, and she's like, "Well, I'm proud of you," you know. I'm like, she didn't know what to say other than "I'm proud of you." When I got a tattoo, I've got one tattoo on my arm. You know, it says Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Oh yeah.
I was 26. I was in Texas in San Antonio, and I called mom and I was like, "I got a tattoo," and I figured she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, you sent her," you know.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, "I'm proud of you." I think that was her word she uses when she don't know what to say. You know, like when I go to jail, she's like, "I'm proud of you."
How'd you survive? You got a black eye? Yeah. I was actually, I've actually talked to several doctors about this, about the marijuana. Okay. And my actual doctor, I'm not going to say his name, but I asked him, I said, you know, I have anxiety. I have blood pressure problems. When you have kidney disease, it's kind of like living with cancer, but it hadn't hit you yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
the cancer ain't got to you yet. But tomorrow it can happen. You know.
Does it hurt when you pee?
I don't even know I have it. I don't. My blood work always shows up shitty. So, but I was asking him, I said, what do you think's to come about this marijuana, this medical marijuana? And he said, if I've had 70 people come in here, this is no shit, this is word for word. He said, if I have 70 people that came in here that's talked to me about medical marijuana or that they're using marijuana, it's 70 different things and it's all benefits. He said, you know, I know one guy that's got cancer. He has a problem eating. That makes him hungry. He said, I have several people that come in, you know, they can't sleep. They can sleep. He said, I have several people that have anxiety, stress. There's you know, all the time stressed out or whatever. And he said, they don't have it anymore. And he said, a lot of people, and he said, I will never be a doctor that will prescribe it. He said, I won't do it because people won't research it and I'll go out of business. That's what he told me. He said, because people won't research it. They don't look at it as a benefit. They look at it as a stepping stone to another drug. Like, this is not getting me high enough now.
Right.
And he said, I have yet to hear anything negative about it. He said, I've heard some paranoia, paranoid. He said, but that's not going to kill you. And he said, honestly, he said, I've had 70 people come in here, and they all tell me something different, and it's all beneficial. You know, I mean, even like people with cancer. You know, it helps them eat, it helps them sleep, it deals with their anxiety. You know, I don't know. I really, honestly, I think one of these days, man, they're going to be like, marijuana was kept secret by the government because they didn't know how to tax it. But it could be the cure to a lot of things that will get you off pills.
Could be.
It could be. You know, if you have something that can lower your blood pressure, you have something that's like can lower your anxiety, lower your stress, they don't want you doing that because they can't charge your insurance company $3,000 for 30 pills of.
Because you can grow it yourself, you can make it yourself,
Right.
and you don't have to rely on big
Correct.
pharmacy.
Correct. That's why
It's
not
self-sufficient.
everywhere. Yeah. And he said, I've even had older people. Well, I saw a video of a guy that had like cerebral palsy. He's basically locked up. His hands are locked up. Like he can't even he couldn't eat cereal if he wanted to. You know what I mean? Like he's locked up.
Yeah.
And he's shaking. He can't hardly speak or anything. And they gave him some. They're like, here, try this marijuana. Dude lays down on the couch for like 2 minutes. And he sits up and he goes, I can't believe this. I can't even believe that I can hear myself speak right. I can't even believe, like, are y'all hearing me right? Or am I high? And they're like, no, you're talking clear. He wasn't shaking. His muscles weren't tensed up. I really think one of these days they're going to say, look, they held this back because they couldn't charge you like they could for Klonopins or whatever pills they prescribe when you could have actually got it out of a plant. Maybe people don't like to smoke it. Maybe you could use an edible. You know what I'm saying? But it's, like a lot of people die like from cancer from like starvation. They don't have an appetite. You smoke that, dude's over here eating Little Debbie's. You know what I'm saying? It's really true.
It is true. It is true.
It's a true
I've seen
story.
videos where a guy, I believe he had like Parkinson's or something, he was shaking bad.
And that may be the same video I'm thinking of, yeah. But
And afterwards, he still shook a little bit, but he could function. He could unzip his pants and take a leak if he wanted to, and
right,
he wouldn't piss all over himself.
It was a shock for him. It was like, what the hell is just happening?
He could focus on one object in the room and not just like his head going back and forth.
Yeah. I really think that one of these days they're going to say, okay, which the government's fucking crooks. I mean, most of my listeners from Washington, D.C., right by the Capitol. But I mean, the fucking government's crooked. If they can't make a penny, they don't give a damn if you live or not. You're a number. You're a Social Security number. I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, you're kind of like an employee.
Well, if you pass away, that's one Social Security check that they don't have to pay when you.
Correct.
If we even get it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you're basically a number. Fuck you. They don't know you. They don't know your family. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I hated to get on this harping, but I mean, it's like, I don't know. I just really feel like one of these days they're going to say, the big pharma, I think that's what they call them, right? The pharmacy people, whatever.
Big farm, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, we could have actually been making marijuana edibles that you took twice a day. Or you took this when you got home from work. Or this guy's got cancer, he could take 3 a day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But they can't figure it out because we can grow it. Like you said.
But that's
I really think in the future it's going to be like, holy shit. Like,
but that's the truth, though. We can't make our own medicine. I mean, we can, but legally, we can't make our own.
no, you can't.
You
can't grow your own plants. Right?
not unless you're rubbing like rosemary with some sage and stuff like that.
Yeah. I just really feel like the answer to a lot of people's problems is right in front of us.
Shrooms.
I think so too. It's like, get underneath the cow patty, man. Dig in, But no shit, that's just something I feel. I really feel like one of these days they're going to say, fuck,
somebody's going to get in there.
For a lot of things.
All the old timers are going to get replaced eventually.
Yeah. It's just
that served 60 years on the Senate.
People say, "My God, alcohol's terrible. I don't want it in this town." Well, you'd rather have it in this town than you have some guy that's going to drive 45 minutes to get it in a town that's legal.
Look at that.
And he's drunk before he gets back to your town.
The people that's buying alcohol in Coleman, they didn't just first experience it when Coleman went wet.
That's right, yeah. They were drinking it on their way back.
They were buying it on Wayne's dime,
Oh, yeah. Warrior, Gunnersville, Walnut Grove,
Decatur, Big A.
Yeah, man, it's like
Walnut Grove, man, don't even.
If you smoke weed, whatever.
Foxy's Lounge.
I'd much rather get hit by somebody that's high, rear-ended by somebody that's high, than I had somebody that's drunk. Because that's going to literally just be like, dude. If you get hit by somebody that's high, it's always going to be like, shit, we just get hit. And this dude's going to come up and he's going to be like, hey, man, did I bump y'all, dude? And I'm going to be like, look, it's okay. Give me your damn name and number and we'll call tomorrow. We'll say you backed up to me in Walmart. It's like, you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, I really think it's harmless.
So this is off subject, but you mentioned Walnut Grove. And the only thing that comes to my mind when you mention Walnut Grove is Foxy's Lounge. It is the trashiest, bottom of the barrel strip club that this
softball team.
This side of Wesley's booby trap. Let's put it that way, because I've been in there before, and that's bad. But me, back in our younger years, I would hop around to some places like that, Fantasia, whatever. But not too many years ago, might have been a year or so ago, me and my buddy Joe Short, he builds a lot of hot rods out of his house over in Berlin. We went out looking at some antiques, I believe, and we were out in that area, and we stopped in there. And I told him some horror stories about how we used to go to Waffle House and hang out when our waitress came up to us and said, hey, you won't have me as a waitress anymore. I got a new job, and she got a job at Foxy's. So we went out there, and long story short, seen her.
So y'all were at Waffle House. So
this was years ago. So I was telling Joe about it. So we happened to stop in there, and it's like in the middle of the day. We just do it for shits and giggles. We get a drink, sit down. Well, the girl that's working the stage actually has to go change clothes because she's got on street clothes because we were the only people in there. So she was just dressed like normal. So she has to go in the back and get...
She's like, y'all want a beer before I dance?
Yeah, she has to go get fancy for it. Well, I got to take a leak, so I go to the bathroom. I walk in there. There's 2 candles. There's no lights in the bathroom at all. It's just 2 candles lit. And I'm laughing. I'm rolling balls. I'm laughing. I'm like, they don't even have power in the bathroom? So I'm peeing, holding a candle, because the candle is like, there's 2 candles as you walk in at the sink, and if you've got to go pee or go to the stall, you have to take the candle with you. So I just grabbed, I wasn't thinking, I grabbed a candle, set it on top of the urinal. I'm like, well, if somebody else comes in here, at least they got, light to pee. I get back out of there, I'm like, Joe, gotta go to the bathroom. He's like, what is it? I was like, you just gotta go to the bathroom. So he goes in there and he's like, they don't have no power? And I was like, they got 2 candles. He's like, we got to get out of here, dude. This is sketchy as hell. So the lady comes out on the stage, and she's wanting to, do a show for us. And we said, no, we're good. We leave. So she gets mad because she went and got all dressed up for us. We were the only customers, and we left. But man, I've never been to a gentleman's club, let's put it that way, where they just have candles in the bathroom as lights. But that's Walnut Grove for you.
Dude.
Beer store with a strip club right behind it. In the
I've
middle
been
of
to the beer store. I've never been to Foxy's. I played on their softball team one time. No shit. Like, I thought it was a joke.
Foxy's Lounge?
Yeah. They told me, they're like, we're on the Foxy's Lounge softball team. Do you want to play? And where am I playing? You play Rover. In the outfield. I'm like, yeah, I'll play. Well, I got paid. No, we're sponsored by Foxy's. I'm like, all right, this is going to be funny. I get there, dude, it's a martini glass. and it says Foxy's Lounge. Do you remember the naked chick everybody had on their mud flaps that drove 18-wheelers?
Yeah.
She's over the top of the martini glass. Like,
Oh, man.
yes. And they threw me this jersey. And I'm like, because I even told the dude on the phone, I'm like, man, because back then I was young and shit. I was like, well, if we're going to be on Foxy's Lounge team, I'm going to be number 69. And it become embarrassing because I was number 69 on Foxy's Lounge softball team. It was so funny though, because like, I pull up the gas station, everybody drinks a few beers, whatever, before they play or whatever, and I'd like run in there and like give me a beer, give me like a 12-pack of beer or something. And they'd be like, hey, wait a minute. What's your shirt say? I'm like, it's Foxy Lounge. Let me get a picture of that. No shit. Don't go nowhere. Let me get a picture. And like people be out behind the counter and stuff like taking pictures of this thing for real.
Oh, man, that's worth money.
Yeah. I probably still have that jersey here somewhere.
And if it said Wesley's Booby Trap, probably worth twice as much money.
Do you remember James, man? We got to end on this though.
Oh, my gosh.
When that tornado or whatever's coming through that town, he's like, if you're around Wesley's Booby Trap, can you imagine this woman get off the pole and be like, hey, we got to all go to the bathroom? And I bet you they had a couple candles. But yeah, I've never been to Wesley's. I've never been to Foxy's, but I did play on the Foxy's Lounge softball team.
Man.
It's classic, dude.
You definitely don't want to go to Wesley's. Man.
You can't even make this up, dude.
Me and Jake Russell, we used to skip school when we were 18, and we would get haul off and go up to Fantasia. Yeah, because you're 18, you can get in, you just can't buy no drinks.
Yeah, I've been to Fantasia like twice.
Yeah,
I got bombarded.
I remember there was a guy that worked there. He had a trach and a microphone. So he was an announcer, but he had a trach. But he'd be like, give them girls $1. Come on, don't give them girls $1. We were laughing so hard at this dude. Like,
couple skate. Truckers only. Yeah. Holy shit, dude.
The only strip club that I really wanted to go in and I never got a chance to was what's that place that's close to Florida?
Pink Pony.
No.
Cheetah Club.
It's like,
not that I know it. Yeah,
apparently there's like this truck stop. It's like somewhere on the Alabama-Tennessee line that you can like basically get breakfast and like they'll serve you a steak or whatever and you can eat it while you're at the stage. I can't think of the name of it.
Is it in like Ardmore or somewhere?
No, it's down south.
Oh,
for like Tennessee, Alabama, or not Tennessee, Alabama,
Florida,
Alabama. Oh man, I can't think of the name.
My brother would be able to tell you, man.
Now you go up toward Tennessee, you hit the Baby Bungalow. That's a few exits past Ardmore. That's the Baby Bungalow.
I ain't been there, but I've heard about it. I've heard about all this shit, dude. I haven't really been a whole lot of them, but
that was my younger days, man. The pony and.
Well, see, the thing that always made me nervous, man, was like going into like a strip club or something, like a titty bar.
Well, wait, before you say this, the boyfriend actually being there or something, that's what bothered me. You're trying.
Everybody there thinks that girl's after them.
Well, yeah.
You look at them, it's like, hey, what are you doing looking at Charlene?
You don't know. You don't know if you should look at her or flirt with her because she's attractive. But at the same time, you don't know if the boyfriend's going to meet you out the parking lot because you looked at her or you didn't give her enough money.
And let me tell you, this is one of those dudes that's like, looks like a rat on freaking acid. You know what I mean? It's like, he's a nervous wreck. He's done took some shit to like calm his nerves while his wife dances
right.
or whatever. Yeah, and then, yeah, man. Everyone ever I've been in, I always felt like there's like 14 hillbillies. That was like, that's my girl. You know what I mean? I went into Fantasia one time. No shit. Walked in, sat down, minding my own business. I sat at a table. There's a couple buddies.
You got the pervert and the Mexican down on pervert row.
They thought I was some kind of professional soccer player. Some girl watched soccer that worked there and thought I was that soccer player. They did everything but throw dollars at me. No shit. And the dudes were getting pissy about it, because it was like, they come by and like, give me a little rub on the shoulder or whatever, and be like, oh my God, Marco, whatever the fuck his name was. It was like this soccer player, and I'm like, I swear to God, I don't even know a thing about soccer besides you kick a ball. And they're like, yeah, that's what you'd say, blah, blah. And I'm like, these people are on dope.
Right.
I mean, like, I don't look like no soccer player. I don't even know soccer. I don't know shit about it. I think I might have turned my hat around from straight to backwards, just trying to, like, calm it down in there. Hey, we went in there 20 minutes at Fantasia.
It's sketchy, man. It's always sketchy.
Yeah, I don't lie. I'm not a big, man.
I haven't been since I was in my 20s.
That's me, too. I'm married now. And since my wife, well, actually, I only went, like, 3 times my whole life. I didn't enjoy it, really.
No.
I'm like, okay, the ugliest girl in my class, basically,
well,
is on a pole. It's just not
deep
real
down,
attractive to me.
A guy's always like, deep down inside, you're like, oh man, I hope she likes me or wants my number. But do you really want her to give you her number where, she's probably slept with half of the state?
Oh, good God Almighty.
I mean,
they ain't no telling, man. I mean,
$40
is $40. You know what I mean?
Man.
That some of us probably done a lot more for less. But I ain't paying that shit. You know?
No.
Let me pay for the clap. Yeah, go ahead and give me the clap, yeah.
You'd be paying for the copay at the doctor's office.
This one girl, man, this one time I was in Nashville, man, a buddy of mine taught me going there after a Titans game. And I swear, dude, this one girl had so much hardware. I think she had like 4 nose rings, like a bunch of lip rings, earrings. She had those big old things, whatever. And she's dancing, she's sliding around. She got all this. I mean, she is like no shit. If a magnet would have got closer, like a strong magnet, she would have freaking to the magnet. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And she kept trying to get me to go upstairs for like $20 or something. I'm like, girl, I am not.
See, I've heard of stories of people going in like VIP or whatever, and then it's $20, whatever, and you go to the back, and then there's some bouncer or something that takes all your money.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not dealing all that. Yeah, I come in here to have a few beers.
You're gonna come back with one less kidney.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna wake up in that ice bath.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, without a kidney. Hey, jokes on them because my kidneys ain't worth the shit. They're gonna be like, God dang it. He looked like he'd have healthy kidneys. Fuck, we got the one in his kidney ain't worth the shit.
That's bad.
Yeah, true story. But every person I have to come on, I always see if we're a match in case I have to. Not really. Oh my God, dude, this has been fun.
Did you ever go to the Rock the South?
I have never been.
Never been. I see. See, it started.
I love Shane Quick though.
It started at Heritage before I moved, and now it's out there. Gridlock area, pretty much what I call it, Gridlockville. But I want to go, but I just don't want
to deal with it.
I don't want to deal with, is my car going to get towed out of somebody's yard because they took $20 for parking, but then they're like, ha.
Let's go this year.
We should.
I think we should.
At least one night, one day, whatever.
Let's plan that. No lie.
Let's do it. Let's plan it.
Let's go. No shit. I would love to get a bunch of the group from the podcast, man. Like, let's go. I've never been. It's always around my anniversary.
See, I've never been either.
They changed it now though. The April, right? Yeah, I think it's in April now. Let's do it. No lie.
You think we need to?
I'll carry my Ranger on the trailer.
Well, I was about to say, do you think we need to plan on someone picking us up, or and actually make that our plan, but also.
You've slept in a truck before, haven't
you? Yeah, I was about to say, but I have a plan B, whether it be rent a tent site or something, if we can't make it.
That would be fun.
I'm just saying, if we have to pass out, there's actually a place to go instead of a ditch or somebody's backyard.
I got a friend, I'm going to call him out on here.
I don't want to sleep in a porta potty.
– Eric Johnson. – Eric Johnson. Open your garage for us, brother. See me, Eric. He watches the podcast. We'll come in your house. He lives at Deer Run.
Deer Run.
It's not far.
Is it not?
Nah, and he don't drink. He'll come get us.
We're going to have to repent for drinking.
Nah, he's not one of those kind of people. Nah. He's not one of those kind of people. He, yeah. We'll pee on the weeds.
We'll pee on the weeds.
I mean, basically.
Well, that's coming up, isn't it? It's usually the hottest months. Well, no, it's usually the hottest month.
I'm gonna see what I can just. I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna see what I can talk to Shane and get us maybe some tickets or something, like the podcast people.
See what you can do. If not, I'll buy a ticket.
Yeah, we'll too.
I've
never been. I want to go.
Why
Is
not?
Jelly Roll coming this time? They released all that.
They did, and I can't remember who all's on there.
I can't either.
Man, if Jelly Roll's coming, that would be nice to see.
I like him.
Yeah.
That dude's cool, man. And I think he's genuine.
We're going to have to dress up like, Yee.
Dude, I can't wear no cowboy hat.
You can wear some Daisy Duke, like, overalls.
You know what, shit, I probably will. You know me, dude. I probably will cut off an old pair of jeans. That's what... Nah, I probably won't. I don't know. I don't like blue jeans.
Well, you're going to get, like, a ridiculous outfit where Coleman Daly or something will take a picture of it.
Coleman Daly won't put nothing about me, man. People's hit them up about me, they won't do it. And what's funny, man, like Christian Eccles, some of these kind of people, like, they love Christian Eccles. And I love that they love Christian Eccles,
Well,
Christian Eccles is a badass.
I've never met Christian. I met Ray a few times. Ray's
Ray's his dad.
Yeah, Ray's a great guy.
You damn right. Christian's same way. Yeah, I love the hell out of him. But like they kind of like just post off of like they almost kind of just they've got their own people, that they're.
Oh
doing.
yeah.
I was talking about that to somebody the other day, and they said, I tag you on stuff on Coleman Daily. I'm like, I really don't care. Most of my listeners are from up north.
I think they all either are friends with each other or go to church with each other, or maybe they're in the Masons together.
Yeah, something.
They're tight somehow.
I was telling somebody the other day, they were like, Coleman Daily, man. Why not? I'm like, that's my favorite news source because I like some shit stirring.
Yeah.
And I feel like they stir the hell out of the pot. I love it. I think
they do.
Funny as hell.
And then you got Coleman Daily 2 that just mixes it up.
Coleman Daily 2, I think, is actually just a...
just to basically... They're basically just pointed at the person that runs Coleman Daily.
Yeah, I really feel like they really asked her that they didn't think of it at first, like come up Coleman Daily, you know what I'm talking about? But like Coleman Daily, I like their posts. I think a lot of them's funny as hell and shit. And I comment some stuff on there or whatever. And honest to God, man, I'll show you after the podcast. I don't have a whole lot of listeners from Coleman. I have a bunch from like Birmingham. I have a bunch from Miami. I have a bunch from New Jersey, New York, Washington, D.C. When you type in Washington District of Columbia, it pulls up the White House. That's actually like my second highest listeners. They like the Southern accent. It's funny to them.
Yeah, just like when we hear them, it's funny.
Oh, yeah. They say, hey, man, we'll get you another pop, so I want a bunch of quarter in there. I'm sure that's how they're talking on me, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I don't know, man. And I don't, doing the podcast, I enjoy it. I don't give a fuck if Coleman Daily, puts me on there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People comment on there all the time, so they'll be like, hey, he's the next person we should broadcast or spotlight or something, and people comment me on there, and I'm like, I don't really care.
Well, they probably...
I'm having fun with it,
they probably laugh at what we do and how we react to things down here compared to up there. They're living a big city life where, we can walk out the front door or back door, either one, and take a leak.
Yeah.
And it's not disrespectful. It's just, it is what it is.
Me and my son, man, Whitney's
'Cause
got
it's-
so many snap, like where she screenshotted the Ring camera.
Yeah.
Of me and my son on the front porch peeing, freaking playing swords.
Right, but that may be disgusting to them, but they
Yeah,
may get
you know.
they may get a kick out of it at the same
I
time.
think they do, dude.
But down here, you drive down the road, and if you don't wave at somebody, then
I'm
you either didn't see them or
and let me tell you something. If I'm riding down the road and I know what you drive and I know it's you and I wave and you don't wave back, you freaking get called.
yeah, I was about to say you get the phone call.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna be like, hey man,
My phone better be ringing before I can get sent on that call.
It's like, hey dude, if you clean off your damn dash, you'd have known that I just waved at you, smart ass.
Exactly.
You high hatting son of a bitch. I thought he's better than this. They're like, what you been doing, man? How's that ice bath going? You know what I mean? It's like
That's how we throw hands in the country,
Oh yeah.
few fingers up, whatever.
And they'll be like, dude, I was looking at those honeysuckles starting to bloom on the side of the road. I didn't even see you. It's like, how'd you not? It was 30 degrees. I held my arm out the window. Oh, man, them honeysuckles started coming in.
Off in left field.
Somebody needs the damn weed eater over there around that.
Yeah. Tell Tommy he needs a weed eater around his mailbox.
When are they going to take that snowflake down from your power pole in your front yard? I've got that lately too. It's like, when are they going to take that?
Speaking of snowflakes, I got to take my Christmas lights down. It's already.
Dude.
It's
you might as
already,
well sleep them up.
It's already passed. I might,
I would, for real.
I thought about throwing them on just because we had a snow the other day. Just go ahead and hit that switch.
Just change the bulbs for every Valentine's coming up. Put some red bulbs in there.
And if I just do it clear, I could probably make some pink with it.
Surprise your wife.
It still says Merry Christmas.
It's like, I put the red in there for you, girl. Yeah. I could send you flowers, but shit instead. Yeah. Dude, I have enjoyed the hell out of this.
Well, man, I've enjoyed being here, man.
Appreciate you coming on, brother. I got to get you a hat and shit, though. For real. I'll get you a guitar pick, but I know you don't play guitars or nothing.
No, I just play the skin flute.
I was skin flute damn state champion, brother. 1999. Man, I enjoyed it. Justin Twilley, old buddy of mine from school. We're going to have him back on. We're going to go to Rock South. We're going damn,
we
really can make some funny ass videos. If they got one of them pond things out there, I'm going to piss on it. I'm going to get arrested. I've never been arrested. I'm going to get arrested.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm getting arrested.
I left him 1 star.
I'm just going to start a fight with somebody.
Get arrested for rolling a yard.
I really ain't gonna get no fight. I ain't gonna get arrested.
Stealing too many newspapers out of the stand or something.
We're gonna sleep in tents.
Man,
Right south.
I hope it don't get cold.
Nah, it won't be June, July.
We sweat.
You'll be like that time whenever you hot shotted that boat to California or whatever.
Oh man.
And you have a bath for 4 days.
Yeah, the AC went out, and I went to North Carolina to pick up an Airstream camper, and I was turning on that road at the I believe it was Camp World or something. The AC went out, picked it up, and ended up driving from North Carolina to California, no AC. I spent about 4 days going up and down the coast, no AC. Some of it was nice over there. You get around San Francisco, and it's like air conditioning in the summertime. And the cool air blows in. But I ended up driving all the way back to Jacksonville, Florida, still with no AC. And man, I tell you what, longest I was out was 47 days. Not that time. I think I was out just a few weeks. But man, I smelled like swamp ass. Being out in the desert, truck broke down with me, run hot a few times. And there's nothing like your truck running hot and you break it down and you ain't got no AC.
Damn AC, yeah.
It was 114 in Needles, California, and I had to let the truck sit on the side of the road for about 3 hours just so it was cool enough for me to even add water to it. Man, it was stupid hot. I had the sun visor up in the window while I was just sitting there, just poured bottles of water on my head, thinking why did I take this job? I can't just quit and go home because I'm stuck on the side of the
Thinking like Dumb and Dumber on the way to Aspen.
Oh man.
The only thing that made that better if I'd have been with you.
One of the craziest things I've seen out there, though, I was pulling a camper and stopped in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Beautiful place. And I spent the night in the back of the camper, and they were brand new Airstreams. I had plastic on the carpet in the bed, and I'd laid my sleeping bag down on the bed, and I was out of it. Well, I woke up, and I was checking my phone, messages and stuff, and I had to go pee. So I just opened the door, stepped out, walked a few feet, and I'm like, well, I'm out here in the middle of the woods in a mountain, I'm just going to pee, and who cares? Well, I hear something, and it sounded like a bull, like a full-grown, like, cow, like bull.
Oh, shit.
Well, I got my flashlight on my phone, I shined it, and I was about 10 foot away from an elk. It was just standing there staring at me. You talking about putting a pecker up fast, man. I got back up in there. I think I finished peeing in a damn Mountain Dew bottle.
Those things are freaking huge.
I had never seen one in real life, but when you got your dick out looking at one, it just brings a whole new meaning.
It's like, just pissed there.
Because I don't know if he was huffing because he was embarrassed because mine was bigger, or he was about to bite it off. I don't know.
Spill beer on me too.
But I always felt paranoid out there. When I slept in the truck, I had a shotgun, and it was a 16 gauge, but it broke down real easy. It was a single shot, but I kept it broke down up under the seat because I never knew the gun laws in every all 48 states of me driving. So I kept it broke down so it wasn't a complete gun put together. But I thought, man, like if I'm out here in Route 66 somewhere off the beaten path in Texas or whatever, where there's you're 150 miles from an exit or a town. I mean, it's bad.
Oh hell yeah! Like
I didn't want to.
What would you do if you broke down?
You're thinking about Jeffrey Dahmer or whatever. I don't want somebody to murder me at night, so at least I can get off one shot.
If it comes down between me.
I never had to be towed, so that was good. I could always make it to somewhere.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I put a thermostat in a Cummins 12 valve and the side of the road at Advanced Auto Parts, in New Mexico once. It's not something I want to do. Running it out of gas and learning how to crack the gas lines to let the air out of it before it started again on a diesel. It was fun, but it was scary at the same time sometimes.
I guarantee you, man, it's an adrenaline rush.
Oh yeah,
dude, I enjoyed it, man. This has been fun as shit. You're coming back.
Just let me know.
I will. War Eagle.
Roll Tide.
I knew that was your hat, you bastard.